So that's how we're gonna run this thing. So all right. All right. First off, thank you so much, everybody, for taking time out of your schedule. I mean, we just started this thing. I got 218 people on here, which is insane for a Zoom training. This is basically going to be a training, and I promise you by the time I'm done, I'm going to give you a new tool that I developed that should help you, at least with your messaging. And if you happen to be one of those people who are doing meetings, presentations, or you do Zooms or whatever, it can be applied to everything. Okay. So real excited to be on here with you guys. And again, thank you so much. Had a great time down in Austin with the car giveaway. And it was nice to meet a lot of you people. I do appreciate everybody saying, kudos to me and everything that I've done for you. Okay. So it's been a real crazy 6 months for me. I've only been in Texit now about 6 months. But it's been incredible. Like I'm just shocked at how well this thing is running basically I laughed with somebody. We were joking about some of the things that people are complaining about or aren't done. And I'm like, look, they're putting the plane together and it already went off the run. It's already off the runway. They're putting things together, but it's working, as you guys can see. Text it now at the recording of this, because I'll have this as a recording, is broke $100 million in uh, money raised, which is incredible. So you guys are doing a fantastic job. Okay. All that being said, that's kind of my housekeeping, kind of get started here. I wrote a bunch of notes down here because I want to stay on track, and I'm going to show you the new PowerPoint presentation that I put together for you. And just real quick, because I know there's a lot of you that don't know my background, and I think it's important to kind of earn the right to speak into your life, your business. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Mike Healy. I have been in the direct selling network marketing industry primarily full time for about 30 years, just a little over 30 years. I have tried everything. I have done multiple companies and so on. I started back in like 96 or 97, way, way back when. So it's been just amazing what's happened. The other thing that I think I bring to the table is the ability to take complicated things and make them simple for people by putting tools and systems together. I'm a big tools and systems guy, but probably about 18 years ago, I started studying marketing, not just internet marketing, not network marketing, but being a real marketer. Okay. I have had personally, while I was building networking businesses, I had companies hire me to do their consulting, to write comp plans for their business, their MLMs. I've had people give me $250,000 a year advertising budgets to run all their direct ads on YouTube, Facebook, Google, Instagram, all that stuff. Okay, so I'm bringing a lot of knowledge of stuff that I know and sharing it with you. And the good news is, back to what I was saying earlier, is I believe that I have a gift of making things simple. And my wife jokingly, she does make fun of me a lot. I also probably have a pretty high level of OCD. Like I put my shoes on the same way every day. I sit in the same seat every day. I get mad if I don't drink 12 o'clock coffee in this mug, I have no idea why. But my son took my mug that I drink for breakfast coffee, and I was all upset. Like, who does that? Like, that's crazy. Also, if you want to know how crazy I am, I was absolutely blaring Bad Boy Boogie and Let There Be Rock by AC/DC in my office a little bit ago to get the blood flowing, to hype it up. So that's what you're going to get. What you see is what you get, and so on. So the other thing is, from my background, again, just to kind of emphasize this, I have built multiple teams in multiple companies in the tens of thousands multiple times. I've personally enrolled probably close to 2,600 people in my career. And those aren't the same people. And every time I started something, I didn't bring teams over. There might be a straggler here and there, but it was all grassroots marketing, because what the stuff that I do and teach and systems I put in place for people works. Okay. It works. And that's the best thing I can tell you. Okay. Now, so all that being said, is I think the majority of you probably have my what do you call it, my funnel page. Okay. and I'll show you. If you don't have my funnel and somebody just invited you on here, it's totally cool. You can get it. There's everything I make, every video I do, I really, really think it out on a high level to make sure that I'm doing the right things. Like that's just how my brain works. My favorite marketing training video, believe it or not, is the movie Moneyball. Like I probably watch it 100 times, 200 times because of the way he analyzed the numbers, the way like I'm a data guy, like I make data-driven decisions. Like you, most of you don't know that all of the videos that are on your funnels are on my Vimeo account. So I pay for that monthly. I pick up the charge on it. It's all free to you guys. But what I like to do is go in and look at the metrics in there and see what videos are the most popular, what's working, what's not working. I can see whose funnel page is getting the most hits and so on. So I like those kind of things to make real business data-driven decisions. Okay. So that's how my brain works. Okay. All that being said, and I'm gonna need my glasses because my eyes I think are dry today and I got contacts in, is what I did was what I do is when I'm in a business or I'm in a networking business or a company or an affiliate program, you got to just jump into it and you got to go and you learn the rules. You learn how things are moving. You learn how people are operating. I learn what questions people answer or ask on a repetitive basis, what kind of videos I need to make that answers those questions. Okay. That's kind of where what I do. Okay. I think that the thing that has been missing recently is a kind of a standalone presentation that anybody could use and anybody could do because it's simple. Okay, the because there's a lot of people, and I always default to ignorance on fire will always beat knowledge on ice. I always default to that. Action is more important than anything out there. Okay, if you go out there and you're just talking how you say it, you'll get success. It is inevitable that it will happen. Okay. So kudos to those of you who are out there just making it happen, making noise and so on. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. But I see sometimes, like my whole methodology is, believe it or not, I'm more of an introvert. Like it's no problem for me to talk on video and Zooms and stuff like that. But when it's groups of people and stuff like that, I kind of keep to myself. I like to listen more than I talk typically. But what I'm going to talk to you about this stuff is I think it's going to help all of you go to that next level. Okay. And just so you know, again, the data stuff, I look at the financial report every single week that comes out from the company. I post it into the school for that week because to me, if people are getting points left, points right, that's the scoreboard. Okay. If I can look somebody up and so on, like I recommend that you only take, just because there's people in your upline, that doesn't mean that they know how to build businesses. They don't have to do marketing. Okay. So you just use a little caution as to who you're taking advice from, who's doing what, when they're building, and so on like that. Okay. Now, when it comes to some of the presentations I've seen, whether it's in person or online, some of them are hostage situations and literally timeshare presentations. Okay. And what I'm going to show you guys is what I believe is I took kind of the mindset of what people want. Okay. Because here's what you have to understand what we are doing as miners. And if you're on here, it's because you want to capitalize on probably the affiliate side of this. Okay. You want to build teams, you want to refer people so you can get more hash, whatever it might be. What you have to, and I highly recommend you have a pen and paper ready to go because I'm going to throw some stuff out at you that you want to listen and write down. Okay. People buy transformation and benefits. Okay. People buy transformation and benefits. And you have to also remember that people make decisions. 80% of decisions, people buying decisions are emotional decisions, believe it or not. They based on emotion. They justify it with logic. Okay. People buy from emotion, they justify with logic. You have to remember that because when I talk to people, no one gives a rat's butt about me. No one cares about you, by the way, if you're talking to people. The most important thing is them at all times. Okay? If someone asks me how things have gone, I will give them, it's gone pretty well, da 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 da. I always then immediately, as fast as I can, flip it back to them. Okay. You have to remember this stuff. Okay. Is it's always about them and what the benefit is for them. When somebody looks at getting a minor, I promise you, they do not want to know or really even need to know what an L2 mega hash uh, dog filter thingy is. I have no idea what a fog hash thing is. It doesn't matter, okay? To take time and explain it to somebody can kind of slow your business down, and it can really, because
My God, I hope.
you got to be talking about the most important things. Okay, most important things are what's in it for them. All right, so real important. Now, um so here's getting into the notes, and I'm going to show you the thing right here. Okay, one of the things that I see is the people, if you want to build a community and build a bigger team, it's always recommended that you get people in person, because the in-person presentations, whether it's just let's meet at a coffee shop, let's meet at a restaurant, let's have a hotel meeting or whatever, the important factor is this: it is a social proof situation. It is the only thing that it really does for the prospect of somebody taking a look at this, is it confirms what you may have already mentioned to them. Okay. I personally would never, ever in a million years take a new prospect to an opportunity meeting. Won't happen, because it's like drinking, especially if I don't know who the presenter is, especially whatever. Okay. The other thing I will tell you is this, and this is going to hurt some of your feelings maybe, but people don't want to do network marketing. I never wanted to do network marketing. I want the benefits of doing network marketing. Okay. I want the money that that type of business portrays or has the potential. Okay. People are looking for a vehicle of passive income. The benefit of network marketing has always been build a team, you get residual income, and so on. Okay, so I just want you, because I have to, the PowerPoint that I'm going to show you doesn't do you any good unless you have the mindset correct as to why it's laid out the way it is, how I put it together, why you can use it, and why I will make probably be more effective for you. Okay. The other thing too is I would suggest, this is just a suggestion, is you don't, if you're doing live presentations, that you don't call them opportunity meetings. I would suggest you call them workshops, like a training workshop, a Texit training workshop. The reason for that is this: people have a preconceived notion that if they're invited to an opportunity meeting, it could be great, or I'm getting signed up in the big A. You just don't know, and you lose prospects a lot of time to that. What I will tell you is that if you've shared some information with somebody, like the Path to 16, the Mining Made Easy video, etc., and you say, "Hey, I know you've been sitting on a fence or whatever. Carl and I, we do a little Texit workshop at Starbucks in their private room on Saturdays. It only takes about 45 minutes, and I think it'll answer all your questions." Okay. What happens is people understand a training workshop, and it's almost like allowing someone to drive the car before buying it, right? The reason businesses let you test drive stuff is because if you have a good experience with test driving a car, you will typically buy it eventually, right? Like if I test drove a Lamborghini, I'm going to be, oh my gosh, the wind's in my hair, blah, blah. I don't have that much hair. I shave my head pretty good, but I cut my own hair, by the way. So if it ever looks out of whack, it's my fault. Um, so the other thing too is when you do a training, you can talk money, because I'll show you, you have disclaimers and so on. So you can be more forward speaking. And the other thing too is attendance. This is important. If you just do nothing but opportunity meetings And Lisa's come to your meeting this week and she was excited and she had a guest. And next week she came, but here's the same thing over and over and over of the same speaker. There's no interaction necessarily. They get kind of numb to the presentation, they get kind of numb to the opportunity. But anytime you label something a training, it's just how people are conditioned because everybody, 99% of you come from corporate America. You know what a training is, you know you're going to get insider info and so on. It opens up somebody's mindset of, hey, I think this makes more sense. You know, now I can do this, I can do it privately. Now, the other thing too is I always would tell people that the training only lasts about 45 minutes. And the reason I use 45 is because it's specific. People like specificity. You know what that word is, right? I'll say it probably later on, specificity. Anyhow, it's not going to work today. They like things that are specific, okay? Numbers that are not rounded and so on. Like we're going to do a presentation for an hour. Nobody wants to sit through an hour, right? But if you, like when I recommend somebody watch a video, I might say, hey, I want you to start watching this first video on this website I'm going to send you. It's 15 minutes long, but at least watch the first 5 minutes. Anybody can commit to 5 minutes, but typically messaging done correctly keeps them engaged longer. Okay. The other thing is with saying that it's a 45-minute workshop, a training workshop, you typically get more people laid back and more relaxed because again, they're not waiting for the timeshare presentation. They're in there, whether they're in or not. Like obviously I always invite a guest. Now I'll give you an example. I used to primarily only do trainings that I did. I labeled them whatever it was. You know, I kind of came up with catchy names. Workshop always seemed to work well. Workshop trainings, and we would do them on a specific day every week, and say, hey, bring your guests. We got coffee for you. Da 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 da. You know, if you want to bring guests, go ahead. And typically, we would have half the room or more, almost 75% of the room, would be guests, real casual because they were interested because they saw some stuff earlier. They saw a video online. They saw a Zoom online. And when they came in person, the best part about it was the social proof aspect of it that confirmed what you may have already told somebody. Does this make sense? You guys give me a thumbs up or something in the chats. I just want to make sure you guys are on track. Um, okay, I said it's not about you. Always remember, thank you. Always remember it's not about you. It's always about them. It's always about them. They don't care how much you make. They don't care nobody cares about my background. Nobody cares about anything like that. Okay. Facts tell, stories sell. Okay. You have to remember this. Now, the reason I do the things that I do is I know that I will always have more success if I cater to the masses and not the minority. If I cater to the masses and not the minority when it comes to what people are used to doing, what you people are conditioned to do. We used to, like when I was like I did a networking company called Zango back in 2005. I think I joined. I did a weekly home presentation every single week for 4 years. Made I think it was $1.4 million in the company. But what I did was I invited people over. I would tell them it's 45 minutes long, and I would put in I would say, hey, thanks for coming. No idea if you're interested or not. I'm gonna play a 15-minute DVD for you. And then I'll, afterwards. And I would pop the DVD in. And when it was done, I would walk back in the room and I'd say, hey, give the DVD a round of applause. Everybody would laugh, everybody give a round of applause because I kept it so casual. Because people don't want to go to meetings. They already do that at work. Okay. People don't want to do meetings. They don't want to have that business mindset. They want networking is supposed to be about freedom, about hanging out on the boats, about hanging out at the hotels, about hanging out at the beach. And sometimes you can put yourself in a situation that you've created a corporate atmosphere thinking that's the idea when nobody wants corporate stuff. They want freedom and fun. I sat at my pool every single day this summer. Sadly, last week I had to shut it down because the pool got down. It's 61 degrees. And my wife said, it's now time. And I said, no, it's not. And I extended it another couple of days. It was the biggest cold plunge on the planet. And it is what it is. But my thing was I used to watch guys that did every week every day they were doing three-way calls, every day they were doing opportunity meetings, every day they were traveling and so on. And I was like, look, I know you're successful, you're making money, but I don't want that lifestyle. That doesn't seem like freedom and fun to me at all. You got to remember, people already have corporate positions. They already have jobs. You have to figure out the way to introduce them to passive income. Okay. All right. So here's the other thing is you have to also use this phrase. Write this phrase down because this is and I got this phrase from somebody who never had any networking experience and a guy ended up making $150,000 a month plus for probably 10 years in a project that was a $15 a month insurance plan or something crazy like that. And I asked him, I said, what is it that you think gave you the most success? And he said this phrase. I said, what is it? He says, can you imagine? And I went, what do you mean? He goes, all I did, he said, most everyone forgot how to dream again, forgot how to dream in general. All of you are probably my age, or, a little right around my age group. I'm 57, but you get, after you come out of high school and stuff, the big bad world hits you in the face and you don't know how to do things. You get stuck in this rut. Like you're just slave to the grind, right? When you're young and you're little, you have these big aspirations and dreams, and that's what God created you to do, to have these big ideas and have fun. And it's not, I promise you, it's not a 9 to 5. I promise. Okay. And if you've never had freedom, it's you'll never go back. Once you taste residual income and the ability to work for yourself, you can't go back. Like it's impossible. I am 100% unemployable. If everything went to the pot, I'd be homeless. It would be a fact. Okay. It would just, that's it. Call it a day. More than likely, I figure out a way to make money. But what I'm saying is when you ask somebody about something, always try to figure out, asking them, can you imagine, and getting it to their dreams, their inspirational stuff. Like ask somebody, if you're talking, having a conversation with somebody and they're like, hey, you got kids? Yeah, yeah. What are you doing? Well, I'm trying to figure out how to pay for college. I'm like, man, I know that one. Geez Louise. And then then the conversations on it said, you know what? Can you imagine if you had a passive income coming in every single day that would cover that college cost? Guess what? You found their hot button. You said, "Can you imagine?" The other thing too is if you start projecting and telling people where you believe you're going to be, and you tell enough people, they're going to try to figure out if you're crazy or not, and try to jump on board with it. Okay. All right. Last thing on this, and I'm going to show you guys the PowerPoint. Whenever you're doing events, and this is a huge pet peeve for me, huge pet peeve. Never, ever, ever complain publicly or out loud to anybody about people that did not show up for the presentation. Okay? I had this happen. I went to a meeting and I was a seven-figure earner, butt kicking networker, could build a massive organization in minutes. I went to a guy, somebody invited me to a presentation, and I sat in there, and they were expecting like 25 people, and there was three of us that showed up. And that guy whined and complained about those diaper heads that didn't show up. And I sat in the room and got offended because I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Okay. Always only edify the people that show up. Never, nobody cares. If you complain about people that didn't come and you don't give me the recognition that I should have, that thank you, Mike, for coming. What can I do for you? Tell me about yourself, whatever. Take a wild guess. Did that guy sign me up? Show of hands. Heck no. Right? Absolutely not. I see that happen all the time. And this isn't anything. Like I had to yell at a family member. I won't name names, but he's my dad, that would have events, corn roast. And me, my kids, my wife, my nieces, nephews, and stuff would come to the corn roast every year, and he would complain about the 10 other people that he invited. I told him, I said, you ever say that in front of me again, I'll never come to another corn roast because I took the time to be here to honor you and to have fun here, and you're complaining about this guy that you don't even like. Never did it again. He remembered, and that was probably 4 years ago. So, note to self. Okay. The other thing is this is you don't need, in a lot of cases, you don't need knowledge. You need leadership and you need to lead people to answers. Like if you've seen any of the trainings I do about recruiting and stuff, I 99% of the time never answer questions verbally in most cases. Not because I don't know the answer, but because just because something works doesn't mean it duplicates. Is I always try to direct somebody to a tool or resource, whether it's a Zoom, a recorded video, and so on, so that they can do what I just did. That's why my systems work. That's why I put that down there, is because it makes it so much easier to just direct somebody something. No offense to those of you who say, if you've got questions, call me. If you got questions, call me, because you have the right heart and the right intent to get people to call you and you want to help those people. The problem is if you teach that, once your group gets over 5, 10, 20 people and you start getting 50, 100 people in, you've created what I call the queen bee syndrome, that you are the issue. You are the go-to for all things, answers, all answers. And if you get busy and you get whatever, the whole business stagnates. Everything slows down because you're not available for everybody. But if you've taught, great question. Everything is always a great question because it's a genuine concern. But instead of taking the time to necessarily answer it and being the expert, which they believe they might have to be, take the time and say, you know what? I had the same question. I watched this video. I'll send it to you. Wow, great solution. That person, when they get the answer, ask the same exact question, is going to say, "Oh, I remember Mike sent me this. This is what we're going to do." I mean, it makes total sense. Okay. All right. So all that being said, I am now going to show you what to put together. Okay. Let me see. How do I preface this?
You got 320 on, Mike. Great
That's
job.
insane. 320 people on a Saturday morning. Great, good job for you guys. And by the way, the reason I did this on a Saturday morning today was because the Buckeyes aren't playing. So if I'm just being selfishly honest and optimistic here. All right, can you see my screen? Carl, can you see my screen on your
Yes,
side?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Like I said, I call it it's training workshop. And I know Bud, if you're on here, I love you. You know that. Bud says you can't train people, you coach people. The problem is, as I always use the word training because people are corporate thinking people, and I need to give them things they're comfortable with that gets them over over the hump. And people think training, they think it's more laid back. So anyhow, Bud, I love you. I think you're fantastic and amazing. Okay, so if you can see this, you can see my mouse down here at the bottom, right? Right here, down here. Can you see that?
Yes,
Carl,
sir.
unmute yourself. Okay. If you want, what I'm going to do is this is on Canva, and you can actually use this you don't have to have PowerPoint or Keynote if you're a Mac guy or girl. You can just directly play this on a web browser, which means that if you go to a meeting that you're having or whatever it is, you can have a small TV there or a huge TV. You can get it. You can use a projector. I mean, I had a projector that I just recently got. It was like 75 bucks, and it's amazing. It's like 4K and a whole 9 yards. So it's easy to do this. But what I'm going to do is you go to this, and this is the first slide. Now, when I walk you through this, this isn't what I would say if I was giving the presentation, but I'm going to give you why the format is put together the way it is. Okay. And I've kind of addressed my marketing background and so on. Okay. So training workshop. Okay. We already covered that. Now, the first thing that I would do if I was having an event or I'm doing a training is I'd have maybe some background music going on, just keep a little energy going, and then have people going around and then just gather people together. Have your pen and paper ready, folks. This is going to be fun. We're going to have just a good time. kick back, relax, eat your chips, eat your wings, whatever we're doing here. Okay. So you're keeping it a low key, fun atmosphere, fun atmosphere. Hi, my name is Mike Healy. I just was introduced. Okay. At this point right here, I would just give probably a 2 minute max because again, they don't care about me. 2 minute. I had a friend of mine who's been really successful in crypto mention this to me. I really don't understand everything. I'm always transparent too. I always say, I really don't understand a lot of this stuff, but I found out there was a really cool way to make some passive income with the new crypto project. Seems like it's got some potential. That's why we're doing this training today because I know some of you had some questions. I just want to help you out. Okay. So there's my introduction. They don't care. I don't stand in front of a room and say, I got 30 years of networking experience. I'm the greatest guy that ever lived. I've been on covers of magazines. I don't do any of that. Next page is this. I say, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk crypto and Texit coin specifically. All right. And you have to always throw a disclaimer anytime you're out there. This is not financial advice, not giving you tax advice. There's no income guarantees. There is no ROI. This is not an investment. And everything I'm about to cover quickly in a few minutes is purely educational and hypothetical. Okay. You have to always start a presentation like that and be direct and be honest. Okay. Because there will be people that eventually are in rooms that are looking to see where they can find the holes. If you're telling people first off that there's an ROI or you can do this, you will get yourself in trouble. I promise. Okay. Next thing, next slide. All right. Here's the key to what we are doing in Texit. It's not about you, it's about them. People buy transformation. Everybody, I don't care who they are, wants passive income. Everybody wants money coming in, whether they do anything or not. And we have that as a vehicle. I would emphasize that. Say this is, and we're not talking about market speculation because that's tough. Okay, and have everybody raise their hand. How many people here have seen stocks? Just you're just barely making any money in your stocks or 401ks, right? It's about income generating assets, and you can use this. This is what Terry and I always talk about in all our presentations. If you watch any of the presentations that I do, whatever it might be, all the ones I put out there, it's not about building a team. It's not about affiliate networking or anything like that. It's always about an income generating asset because again, people don't have time. In their minds, they're asking themselves two questions. Is it worth doing and can I do it? Anybody can buy something that makes them money every day for doing nothing. That should be your pitch. A cash flow producing asset. You do not need to explain L2, L9, whatever micro thingies. Okay. Now, so what I do is I take the time on here and ask questions. Facts tell, stories sell, telling ain't selling, right? Asking is. Ask questions. Say, look, could you imagine if you had something, a passive income, so let's say it's real estate, that every month somebody paid you on a passive income of $900 a month on your rental property. How many people could use that? Everybody raises their hands. Boom, boom, boom. Same scenario, right? That's what you do to grab and keep people's attention is you have to ask questions. You have to constantly learn to ask questions. Okay. That was something big I had to learn. So we're talking about a passive income, and we believe that we have something here. This is why all these people showed up today, is because it's about a crypto mining unit. Now it sounds kind of complicated, and it's not like the miner that you dig with a pick and shovel. It's a little different, and crypto is getting big. You guys might see that. I'm going to show you some slides in a second. But what happens is you literally only have to buy a mine, and it makes tokens every single day that have value based on it. And currently in what we're doing right now with this company called Texit, this project is it's one miner is on daily averaging between $3 and $5 a day. We do a lot of things, and I'll show you some stuff that may lean towards the fact, again, not guaranteeing, lean towards a higher value of what this might be. Okay. And it's something that's willable, mineable, but most importantly, who here wants income without doing anything every single day? Everybody raise their hand. If you hadn't watched this video, I'm referencing here, if you want to take a picture of it, Mining Made Easy. It explains in full detail how it works. You see how I said that? Real simple, okay? Now, just so you know, there are real mining units, okay? So here's where, when I made this presentation, it's now about getting into social proof and next level belief. One of the things that I want to get somebody's attention with early is, can you imagine? I need to get the dream machine turned off because nothing else matters. If they don't have a thought in their head about making money, they don't care about mining. They don't care about tool. They don't care any of that stuff. I say, look, we have three facilities right now being built. We have one that's fully operational. We got two more. We got them in McKinney, Texas, Victoria, Texas, and where did I go? Mansfield. These are what some of them look like. They're multi-million dollar facilities. And what they do is they help produce tokens on the internet. That's all really somebody needs to know of that page right there. Okay. Now, the cool part is when you own a miner, you can cash it out. This is what people just want to know. Obviously, we're not going to tell them to do it every day. Like, you don't want to tell them go cash these out the next day. But what you have to do is, we're getting somebody to think that they get coins every day that are coming in, and we have to prove to them, that they can convert it into money that makes sense to them. They don't understand crypto in most cases. That's why there's only like, what, a 7% or 4% adoption rate in the world right now in crypto, because they think it's you traded in your cow for magic beans. That's really what people think right now. So you have to be able to back up, say, look, we're on 5 large exchanges, and that's growing almost every week now. That you could take your tokens that you got in today. So if you had 10 miners and you made $50, you can go to one of these exchanges and cash it in and send it to your bank, and you and your wife can go on dinner or whatever. People start thinking about that. They're like, okay, I see what you're going here. Oh, wrong page. Right over here. Okay, Texit coins. Now, to me, I stay on this page a little bit because nobody wants to do networking. It's not that what we're doing is wrong, illegal, or whatever. I mean, network marketing just has the problem that people have with network marketing is there's so many people that have pitched real world, big money to do certain things. And most people are lazy, lazy, and never took the time to learn the skills, to learn the things, to make money in networking. Okay. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just people do this. So if you use terms that people understand, again, you're taking down the objections. Crowdfunding makes sense. And this is straight off of Google. That's why I have this slide. Crowdfunding is emerged as a significant force in the world of cryptocurrency. That's what we're doing. We are crowdfunding a mine. The number 2 crypto in the world, Ethereum, started as a crowdfunding project. We're following suit, and we've now done over 100 million raised. Think about that. The reason crowdfunding also is a thing that says social proof. Other people are in. You can come out and say, hey, we've got 43,000 people that have joined the crowdfunding project. We've all collectively raised over $100 million for this project. Those are numbers that you cannot dispute. You can't sneeze at those. People they're sitting up in their chair right now to get a miner, right? Now, one of the cool parts of how we've grown this thing so fast is part of the crowdfunding money that comes in is used for different ways of advertising. That's all we're doing. I hope I'm not yelling. I know my coffee kicked in and I'm all fired up about this. But what we're doing is we're using part of the money for the crowdfunding, and Bobby explained this on every single Zoom on Tuesdays, for digital signage. We have digital signage in multiple states. If you're familiar with the states, throw them out there to people. Okay. We ran digital ads on what do you call it, trucks all around Las Vegas. They're all over the Florida. They're all over Texas. They're all over Arizona. This to me is one of the best. This is one of the coolest slides on here. We have digital signage in Dallas Fort Worth Airport, Orlando Airport, Miami, LAX, Austin, and Houston. You can't deny those. That's not cheap to do. Ask everybody in the room when you got them sitting there. How many people think that's cheap? It's not. How many people think those big facilities would allow you to advertise if it wasn't something that made sense or is legitimate, right? We do sponsorships where we've got partial brand sponsorships for the Texas Longhorns. We've got one, you can see it if you go to the TCU, Texas Central, Texas Christian University, which is a D1 massive college. We're on all of their Instagram posts. They have the Texas logo on that. This, that coach right there, everybody knows who Sonny Dykes is, right? We do sponsorships at some of the largest crypto events in the world. This part of the presentation is social proof. It's social proof for the believability of what we are doing is working. We were one of the major sponsors of the world's largest crypto event. There we are right there. You can see it. You can go to the website and you can look it up yourself. The other incredible thing that's working is they're giving away cars. They gave away over $2 million worth of cars last weekend, or whenever you tell them it happened, and they're wrapping them. They're paying people to get their cars wrapped and so on. People are like, and we're not talking about a Yugo, we're talking McLarens, Maybachs, Lamborghinis, Porsches. I mean, high-end stuff. You're taking people that are normally looking at something that are used to minimum wage and opening the dream machine. Who wouldn't want to drive a Texit wrapped Lamborghini, right? And one of my favorite things, and why you guys are all here in this event today, is probably one of the most effective things is our grassroots marketing, where we do hundreds of local meetups are happening every single week. Guess what this slide does right here? It gives social proof of people that are out in casual settings, similar to what we're doing here today, of having coffee, we're eating wings, we're having a pizza together, and we're just talking crypto. We're just talking passive income, okay? And it's going on all over the place, okay? All over. Every walk of life is doing it. What this does is it gets people to see other people. I just showed them the reality of how big this thing is getting to be, and so on. And then say, hey, let's just get to the point now, okay? Everybody would want a miner that is making the money. Is it working? Okay, with the brand awareness, the marketing arms that we have out there that they split up. Okay, somebody's writing on my screen, so don't write on my screen. Is it working? Coin Market Cap is the most viewed crypto project website on the planet, and under the most viewed, depending on what day it might be, we're already ranked number 6, right up. And one time I saw it above, it was below, we were above XRP and Bitcoin, or I'm sorry, Ethereum. Okay, so you can prove to people with some of these websites. And if you really want to know where this project's going, you probably saw it in one of the videos if you're familiar with this. And you can ask people, you can look at people in the room and say, hey, Jim, I know Jim's on here. Jim and I play racquetball together. I told Jim about this when it was 47 cents. And he finally was smart enough to say, you know what? I've watched a couple of your things. I've seen your posts. And he got in when it was, I think, maybe $2-ish or something like that. Right? So really, really cool. And you can show that and say, hey, look, we believe this is the tip of the iceberg because everything's in place. Everything's in place. Because all this presentation is to quickly blow through something. Now, here's the cool part, because you now have to get to, because if you have guests in a room, the key is to get them to make a decision, right? So you've shown them passive income, social proof, our marketing's working, we've got real growth. It's now becoming a fear of loss situation. You have to, if you do it correctly, if you do a presentation like this correctly, they will say, shut up and take my money by the time you're done. It'll be shut up and take my money. And say, look, here's the cool part is depending on where you are, there are different levels of entry that you can choose from and so on. It's very simple. You literally go onto our website, click join now, and pick whether you want 1 miner, 2 miners, and 3 or whatever. And the best value, to be honest, is probably the 9 because you can buy 9 miners for $89.55 and you get 2 free. And if you do the math on that, where that one slide, I think it was the second or third slide we had, it's showing about $5 or $4 a day. if you look at that, that's actually decent income. And if you wanted to use that to just take your wife out every day, you could easily do that. You could cash it in and you own this perpetually, year after year after year after year. You don't think people's wheels are turning at this point? And at this slide part right here is where I would start doing stuff like this. I would ask people in the room, I say, hey, if you got more than one minor, raise your hand. And you get 10 people in a room or 20 people or 100 people raise their hand, and you get somebody that says, hey, who here has bought the 9 pack? And you get 10 people, the social proof of that. How's it working out for you, right? You start asking people questions. Can you imagine if you were one of these people, how many tokens you got? How many miners you got? You start getting that buzz going. Okay. Man, next slide. Now, the cool part is, what do you get when you become a miner? Because this is important. You got to be able to track this stuff, right? It's real simple, and it's going to give you full detailed back office reporting. So you have a software platform that you can log into. You can do it on a computer. You can do it on your phone. And in your back office, it'll show you how many, what our company's done and where the money's going, how the miners are working, and so on. And then probably one of my favorite things is you can track how many miners you have, how many tokens you have. Everything's all fully detailed in your back office right there. It's really, really simple to do, really simple to use. Okay. And then one of my favorite things is this. If you're in the United States, which all of us might be, you are actually given, they will mail you a what they call a cold storage wallet, which allows it to keep secure your crypto holdings on there and so on. And even if you don't want to use that wallet, you can go into your back office. There's a video I'll send you right now on how to view your token wallet by just downloading this app. And every day you can look at it and see your coins. Every day, like around 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, you'll get a notification if you set your notifications that your tokens came in. Your tokens came in. Your tokens came in. Remember those slides we showed you? If you want to cash them in, you can. All you do is you're going to download the app. You're going to scan it, and guess what? This is more proof that this thing's working right here. And then daily rewards, like I said earlier, you can cash them out. How easy is it to cash them out? Real simple. You could load your tokens onto your wallet. That's what it looks like if you had a wallet. You can see every single day that wallet example has tokens coming in per miner or group of miners. You could go immediately to one of the exchanges such as Dextrade, which is easy to use, and you can cash those in today and you could convert it to dollars and send it to your bank. Because people want to know, if I put money in, do I get money out? But you can't talk ROI. So what you're doing is you're showing them. You already showed them quote unquote ROI by showing them the growth of our token. I mean, it's that simple. And oh, by the way, so let me go back. Okay. So what I did is, the way the presentation is set up is I'm walking someone up the ladder. Okay. I'm walking people up the ladder. I'm using simple terms that make sense for the common person that they're conditioned to do. Everybody knows how to use a phone. Everybody's got apps on their phone. So this is all easy for them to understand. And I say, hey, by the way, this is all I do right here. By the way, they do have a way to earn more miners. I was limited in my funds. I only had $3,000 passive just because we had some car issues and so on. And so what I wanted to do was increase the ability. And I found out that part of their marketing, which I showed you, those grassroots events, the videos we have, you can actually refer people, and they have a thing called the 1-2 free. Whereas if you refer 3 people, they'll give you a free miner. And everybody's like, wow, and then you say, hey, I bought my 3, but I've referred a few people. So now I'm up to 15. I've been in a few months, but now I'm up to 15 miners. You can do the math on that. People will always raise their hand and tell you after the meeting where they fit. This is why when I go through a presentation, I bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. I use a PowerPoint that makes sense. I walk them through ideas. I give them social proof. And by the time they're done, they will walk up to me and say, hey, that affiliate program? Yeah. They say, hey, I 10 years ago, I was a mega man in Amway. And I'm like, wow, really? You were a mega man? Yeah, mega man was awesome. Say, I could probably tear this thing up. And they will tell you, you got to understand too, there's a ton of people that could care less about the affiliate program or whatever. Like I've watched people. I went to a presentation last Monday that I was in Waxahachie with my brother-in-law and Jonathan, my brother-in-law Ray Holtzclaw and Jonathan, and there was a guy in the room that just sat there and said, "Hey, I want to buy 64 of these things." That was it. He's not going to probably go out and start telling everybody. He could care less about the affiliate program because he has the means financially to put himself in a larger pay bracket by getting more minors, right? But most people fall in this situation. So what you're doing is you're offering a solution to help people increase hash power, right? We all talk about that. And again, in the room, I'd say, hey, raise your hand if you got this, got that, and so on. Interact with people throughout the presentation. It should never typically just be a talking head like I am right now. And by the way, last thing, and I'm not going to go into detail on this page, not going to go into detail on this page. If you're curious, like if you want to take it a little farther with the affiliate side, they have a thing called the Rapid Rewards Program that you can earn up to $3,000 a week. This is an example of a back office that you can see, you know, and so on. It might not make any sense to you, but that's what's on the table. That's how I explain that part of it. Okay. And guess what? If somebody asks me about the affiliate program and wants to know because they got networking experience or whatever, I send them the comp plan video. That's what I do. I send them the comp plan video. I say, well, I did one on a little kid's dry erase board and drew it out for you. Okay. So what we've done is we've walked somebody up for passive income, which is the number one thing. And just hitting these slides quickly, those people that sort themselves out that say, I want to be a networker or I want to be an affiliate or I want to really capitalize on this, you can do that. Like me, I only joined when Terry told me because I wanted to get a cash flow producing asset in a project that I looked at on CoinMarketCap that was going up pretty significantly. That was it. And then he said, oh, by the way, I guess they got some reward affiliate program. You can make like up to $3,000 a week. I'm like, okay, well, how's that work? I go, obviously I've got networking experience. Can you make any money? Is anybody really making any money with it? And then I started talking and I'm like, wait a second. It's that easy to make $3,000 a week? It's that easy? And they're like, yeah, you just talk to people. I'm like, oh my goodness, right? So I rose my hand. Now here's the other thing. Back to this one. A lot of people, again, don't want to do networking because they have a preconceived notion of what networking means. Meetings every week, you know, be on calls every day and so on, because that's what we had to do back in the day before all these tools. And you can say this on the next slide. Say, hey, a lot of you, it's too hard. Most of you here probably have work. You got business stuff it's not going to, you know, it's going to take up too much of your time. One of the cool parts is one of the guys in the business made a real simple funnel for us with some easy to follow videos, and it's free. And you can go out and you can get a marketing funnel. Ding, 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 ding. Guess what? Back to, is it worth doing and can I do it? We showed you, is it worth doing? I went through all the slides. It is absolutely worth doing. This is the closer of it is this part, this page, these next two slides I'm going to show you. This is how you close people, because now everybody wants to make $3,000 a week passively in addition to their token rewards. But if you say this is the coolest, easiest system that we are using to get people, and they can text the code or they can scan that QR code. So if you're in a room, say, hey, if you want this funnel, if you don't already have it, scan that QR code. Bang, it'll immediately send a text. Immediately it'll send a text. They'll be on the funnel list. Guess what? The text I send that comes from the text list that I have, I train them. I train your people for you. I train them on the simplicity of keeping it simple, being the messenger, not the message. It's all laid out. There's a reason for how I do this, right? And then, hey, one of the things is if you learn more, you earn more. Like I've always said, ignorance on fire always beats knowledge on ice. And people do believe that if they know more, they will get better results, which is not necessarily the case, but it doesn't matter, because people will build to the level of their belief. People build to the level of their belief and confidence. That's why I have my Texit training site. That's why I have the school platform with tons of stuff in there, more stuff than anybody possibly needs. But people that want that confidence can go build it, right? Build your confidence. And on this page, this is the page that I send to every single person that I've enrolled. I think I've personally enrolled, let me see, this position, probably about 97 people personally so far in 6 months. And every single person I have ever enrolled with, the first thing I send them when they join is this page. You know why? Because it gives them some very simple things that are the key things that everybody asks immediately. How's the back office? And I'm going to update that back office thing because they put a lot of new stuff back there. How do I view my tokens? Number one thing. So guess what? I made a video on it. Show them how to take their app, input it, get their things, start looking at it. Now they're positive. They're happy about it, right? If they want to be a $3,000 a week earner, it's on there. It's on there. They can download the funnel page on there. They can join the community. And at the bottom of that training page, there's PDFs. There's a brand kit. If they want to make their own stuff on Canva, they can do that. So what I've done is this. Now here's the last slide. Last slide, almost. There's one more that says thank you, but this is basically the last slide. Is if done correctly, going through this as a training, okay, because people show up more for trainings than they do opportunity meetings, is this. Say, look, this is the last page. It makes this is actually the most important page of what I just showed you. You need to make a decision, and then you need to decide where you fit in what I just showed you. And I'll sit afterwards. We'll sit together if you need to, or whatever, or whoever. There's some good leaders in this room. You know, Mary's doing good, Rick's doing good, Jim's doing good, Lisa's doing good. They can tell you what they've been doing that's worked successfully, but you got to put a plan together, and you just have to decide. Like, is this something that you want to go, balls to walls with? I don't know if that's politically correct, but it is, that kind of thing, and have financial freedom, or do you just want some supplemental income? Neither is wrong. It's your biz. It's your life. You do whatever you want. And based on that, we can show you how many minors, whether you purchase them or you earn them, might make the most sense for you. So and then at that point, just decide your level of commitment. If you got the resources to go buy 100 minors, go buy 100 minors, or 20 or whatever, 10. If you don't, I can show you how easily we do it. I just showed you on a couple slides. Decide your level of commitment. Guys, I really want to say thank you for coming out today. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to close. We're going to close today. First and afterwards, after we close, what we'll do is we'll take some questions. Look around the room, raise your hand if you got more than one minor. You can tell them what's been going on for you, get some testimonies and so on, and boom, that's your last slide. Just like that. Okay, let me see if I can stop the share. Did that make sense? Because I know I went through it. I took a long time to explain it. Does that make sense? Thank you, John Miller. I see you applauding. I saw you applauding.
Sounds like it makes a whole lot of sense. I think it's going to make a whole lot of money too.
I do too. Okay. I do too. I think it's the way it's laid out, it allows anybody to tell the story, give social proof, give whatever you need to do it, right? That's it. So here's deep breath. I've been working on this for quite a while, by the way, and I just thought that it would help you guys. So here's what we're going to do is who wants one? Who wants a copy of it? Raise your hands. All right, I'll show you. I'll tell you how to get it here in a minute. No matter what, I'll send it out, and I will have a replay of this training. More than likely, I'll have a replay of this on my YouTube channel that you guys see. But more importantly, I'm going to put it in the school. If you're not part of the school, highly recommend it. The reason I put the school together is it's helping to build community. And I got a lot of great people that are in there that ask good questions, and people that are learning are answering people's questions. And the reason I charge a whopping $2 a month for it is it keeps the scammers out primarily. $2 a month. It's not hard for people to do. And it allows me to communicate when I have an event like this. It's not an accident. I got 300 people on here, 312. And you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody that signs up their funnels on a text list. So I send out text to it. So I'm helping all of us collectively. And I don't care if you're on my team or not, just so you know that. I quit thinking about that stuff 10 years ago about, well, I'm only going to share this with my team because my team, da da da, right? Because I can't control that. If you want to download my videos and put them on your YouTube channel, I could care less. I have a prosperity mentality, not a scarcity mentality. Okay. So, all that being said, who has some questions or comments or anything like that? You're gonna have to unmute yourself and then mute yourself after you're done. I see some hands raised. Angie Rash, I'm gonna go to you real quick. I see you have a hand raised. You either are giving me a compliment or I'm an idiot. Hi, Angie.
Hey, Mike, that was phenomenal. I loved it. I raised my hand because I want a copy. I have one of my own, and is it possible to take maybe some of those slides and integrate them to what I already have, or mix them, or will I be able to edit it as well?
Right now, I don't have it in an editable fashion.
Okay.
So I'll send it out as is right now, just for everybody. They can have exactly what I showed them, and so on. And then sometimes you can keep it that format, but then maybe you can have, if you want to switch over to show somebody that's something you added or whatever. Or I can send you an editable one, whatever.
Okay.
The only
Yeah.
reason I don't do that is because, again, I thought every single slide out in detail and why I have it in the specific order and how it is. Um, because what you want to, more importantly, when you're doing an event like this, is you want to edify the people in the room for being there and so on. Oh, I'm glad we brought this up. Thanks, Angie. You brought it up whether you knew it or not. Is you also, when you're doing recognition, there's a thing in life, business, networking specifically, called the hierarchy of needs. Okay. And if you were to ever write down like a little pyramid that, looks like a pyramid, and you divide it into three sections, bottom, middle, and top, the bottom section that the majority of people need immediately of the hierarchy of needs is money. They want to make some money. That's what they want. The next biggest section above that, that's how you develop big organizations, big teams, and long lasting income, is recognition. Okay. And then the top part stands for legacy, L. Like so it goes money, recognition, legacy. Legacy would be you've made $1 million. You're just trying to contribute to the planet so that you can live on and people know who you are forever, right? When I do events and presentations, it's not about edifying the person who sponsored 50 personals. Okay. Because unless you can quantify and explain how somebody did the 50 personals, it goes over people's head. There's nothing wrong with there's leadership levels that you can get people to. um, you can edify them at like a large meeting and a large event. You have all the Texit Rangers walk across stage or whatever that might be, right? But when it comes to events like a workshop, I always looked for the person that I could edify, that wasn't necessarily the person that was bringing the most people in, but it was the person who was doing the most activity. Okay. And this gets a little, this is real important. Okay. Activity matters most, but what you reward gets repeated. Okay. And if I brought Tom to the room, and Tom owns a company, and he paid for 30 people, 30 of his employees to get minors, I could legitimately put him in front of the room and say, Tom just signed up 30 personals. Everybody gives him a big round of applause, but nobody can do that. Right. And it went over your head, and you're like, well, yeah, I know Tom. Tom signed me up. Tom paid my way in. Right. But if you edify Bill, Bill's been out there. I say, Bill, how many people did you talk to this week? How many people did you share the funnel with? And he says, I've shared it with 30 people so far. That's the activity that you want repeated, because that's the only thing that gets people in the business, is whoever tells the story the most wins. And now you've edified the right activity. So now he's excited, and he gets edified. And I always typically too find the person in the room that if I make them stand up in front of the room, everybody's going to look at him and go, if that guy can do it, I can do it. That guy can do it, I can do it. I'll give you an example. When I was in that company, Zango, I just learned a tremendous amount when I was in there. I signed up a 26-year-old Amish kid, maybe weighed a buck 40 soaking wet. I'm talking buggy driving Amish kid. And I kept working with this kid and helping him. And he was driving around delivering product on his bike. And we got his check up to $7,000 a month. And he would get up we would do some events up there because this is pre-internet and obviously the Amish didn't have a lot of internet. And I'd go up there and I'd do a presentation. There would literally be Amish buggies parked in front of this little library area where we'd have meetings. And I'd say, hey, Dan, introduce me. And Dan had this heavy Pennsylvania Dutch accent. He'd go, well, we're going to talk about Sanko. This is Mike Healy. And I would walk up and I'm like, hey, Dan, thank you. Like worst introduction you could possibly get, but it was great. It was perfect. And then afterwards, I would say, hey, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a DVD for you. I'm gonna play a video for you, watch it, and then afterwards, I'm gonna just explain how you can get it. And if you want, I'll show you. You can refer a few people and you get it for free. That was all my presentation consisted of for 4 straight years. I just did it over and over and over and over and over. And afterwards, I'd say you can refer a few people and say, hey, by the way, if people start buying more, you can actually make more money. I go, Dan, how much money did you make this month? And he go, well, I made about $7,200. And everybody in the room would go and gasp. And guess what? Everybody in their brain right now is going, if that guy can do it, I can do it. So you have to remember, it's not about necessarily being the most polished in the room, but it's just going through the basics of introduction, getting people excited about passive income, which is what we have. We have a passive digital asset delivering income every single day for doing nothing. And if somebody doesn't want to go build a business, so I don't care. Who cares? I got a ton of those personals that I referred. A couple months later, they might raise their hand and say, yeah, I want to join it. Go ahead, Angie.
I wanted to just add something else that's really important because, we have a lot of leaders in our community and I feel like we can learn something from everybody. But I love the fact that you said that you don't work out of scarcity because you're not threatened to give your material that you've created for all of us. And I personally, I really, really appreciate that. But I have come across sometimes people feel like I put so much effort into, slides. I'm not going to give them to somebody else because I put the work into it. What I want everybody to understand that we all win. We're helping our team, and as you all know, those points roll up all the way up. So for us to hold a presentation to ourselves because we kept it, because we created it, is defeating the purpose of helping everybody grow. And so thank you, Mike. Thank you for what you do.
I thought I said it was going to be $500 to buy it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Ha ha. Hey, Carl Wilt, you're still on here, I'm assuming. Unmute yourself. I want to ask you a couple
Yes,
questions.
sir.
You've actually been in the direct selling industry, networking industry for a long time. You're Texit Ranger, like Angie is. And did anything that I say make sense, or are you doing something similar? What are you guys doing?
Oh, this is absolutely perfect. I mean, I think Jesus come to serve, not to be served, and you're serving the masses in humility. And so I believe, just by seeing that text this morning of this go around some form or fashion, I'm hopeful. I believe probably 50, 80, 100 of our team was inclusive, and great nuggets of things that I'm guilty of. Just because I came from the financial world, I think that I have to have all the knowledge. And you're right, that puts me on the phone 16 to 18 hours a day. In 37 years in the industry, I don't want to work that hard. So thank you for sharing the wisdom of things you've learned. And we've got knee scrapes and bumps and bruises in the 3 decades. And we've learned some of those things. And now you're sharing it with 300 people that are going to go tell 3, 6, 8, or 12. And it's 12 to 1,500 people. This is going to go far in a recording scenario. And yeah, so the whole time you're going through that, I was putting PowerPoint slides together that similar to your approach, but it gives me great ideas, and I'd love to use your PowerPoint and in duplication thereof. We're doing a Super Saturday next week, and I'm thinking, I'm just going to use this slide deck because it's crisp, and it takes you through the whole process. And you think of a lot of things in sales. Lord's give us two ears and one mouth. So sometimes we need to hush up and listen and when you edify and you interject by raising of a hand or interjection with the crowd, I think of an effective Sunday school class. A lot of times a Sunday school teacher, if they're teaching 45 minutes, we may get a nugget or three. When that Sunday school teacher asks us to interject and this and that, there's so much more involvement in people. It brings people in close. And you've done exactly that. So amazing, absolute amazing job. And to open it up to all, you have, as much as I want, I can say this without crying, I would love to be a Lone Star Texit Ranger with a team of 7,000 people in 7 months. You will have my nomination for Lone Star Ranger before myself. You're well deserved, friend.
Well, I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that. And you know what? Based on that too, is I want you guys to just hear me out on this, is you don't need a title to be a leader, by the way. Okay. You guys all have to remember that. You don't need a title to be a leader. You can just be one. I remember my first networking experience. I was fresh out of the bar business. I used to be head of security. Like I'm talking as hard, like Roadhouse was my life. Like I was the cooler. That I was head of security at Ohio State campus, so you can use your imagination every night. And somebody introduced me to networking, and I got in it. I was a raging alcoholic, violent, that kind of thing. And I went to a meeting, and I was like, "Hey, this might be my way out of the bar business." And I remember going to this guy's meeting. He would give a presentation. I would go every week, and hardly anybody would ever come. I would always invite people, but I would show up and I would sit in the hotel lobby and wait for my guests to show, and they wouldn't show up. And I'd go upstairs because I was like, I'm just going to learn the message. I'm going to learn it. I'm just going to keep learning, keep learning. And what happened was this guy finally said, "Hey, I'm not coming back up to Columbus," because he was driving from Southern Ohio. I'm going to build a group down here and so on. And I was devastated. And I remember calling a guy, running into one of the top moneyers in the company and complaining and said that. And he came over to me and he put his arm around me and he goes, "Mike, it's okay to go ahead and be the leader." And I was like, dang, okay. So it was like, none of you need permission. You don't need a title to be a leader. You just need an attitude that you are a leader. Like you walk it before you get there. Like you don't get a title typically without the action to back it up, right? Like Bobby's not giving out Texas Ranger things like they're falling off the clouds typically. He sees something and merit in certain things. And if you don't get to be named a Texas Ranger, that doesn't matter. You just have to understand that it's your business. You're building it for you, your family. Your whys are different than my whys, and so on. And that's the thing, is it's just you can step up and be the leader. That's what I remember. I remember hearing that, and I never forgot it. That was, like I said, 30 some plus years ago. And I did it. I started doing my own meetings. I was terrified. I remember once, the first meeting I ever did, I did it at my clubhouse in my pool. And I drank so much before the meeting started, I was dropping F-bombs and everything in my meeting. Pretty genius, huh? So, but I got out of my comfort zone, and I literally looked back and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe that I literally, we had it, because I was coming from the bar business. And all we did was drink, right? So why not have a meeting and have bottles of liquor? It wasn't just beer, it was liquor. And we were all sauced up before, and Stacy's dad came. And I remember looking at him, and I said a few things and he looked at me, and I was like, he might come up and shoot me. So you can change. You can you can get better. Who else has got some stuff? Otherwise I'll keep on going here. I know you guys want the PowerPoint, right? Anybody else got anything? You have to unmute yourself if you want to ask
I
a
have a
question.
question.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
All right. Well, first, I want to give kudos to both you and Carl. Carl and I got into the digital currency industry together. Pretty much, he got me involved back in 2014. We've been beat up. We've made a lot of money, but high risk, high returns come with high risk. But uh, I work full time and I work for one of the largest banks in the industry. We hear about digital currency starting because of the corruption in the banking industry. You ought to be on the inside, Mike. It's 10 times worse than you think it is. Uh, but I work full time. Could you give some suggestions? Someone's doing this on a part-time basis. Where would you allocate your time? Because it seems like I do a lot of make work stuff but we need to do make result stuff. So could you just share a little bit?
Yeah. The number one thing I do on a pretty much consistent basis is I am always personally prospecting. Whether it's I made like a couple days ago, I took my phone and I recorded myself and said, "Hey, you know that crypto thing I've been talking about? I got to show you something." And I just flip it and I recorded the coin market cap. Then I flipped it back to myself. I said, "Look, this thing's going somewhere. If you're curious about it, just ask me. I'll send you a link to a website. Watch that first video on what we're doing because it's a great way to make passive income." So I'm typically always doing that. The other thing that I always do and have never strayed from is personal introductions. And if you haven't watched the trainings that come with my Texit or the Texit funnel, when I send that email, that text out, I do have a training in there. But in the school platform, if you go into the affiliate area, like affiliate area, in the classroom, I teach people how I introduce people. And what I always did was I just made it they call it a DMO, daily method of operation, where if because I had a job when like when I joined Zango, I had a job. I had failed in networking after 10 years. I really wasn't making any money. Last company I was in went out of business. I was just down on my luck. I tried to do insurance and did it all wrong. I went to the school and it was terrible. It was just a bad experience. And so what I did was make phone calls sitting on a stationary bike on a phone that was connected to the wall because I couldn't afford a cell phone, and I would just ask people, say, hey, I'd say like, hey, John, this is Mike Healy. How you doing? Good. Listen, I know you're busy. I'm not going to take up any time. Do you care if I send you an email? And they'd say, yeah, go ahead. What's it about? I said, well, it's this new business I've been looking at. I just didn't want to spam you. I'm gonna send it to you. Is that cool? Sure. I say, all right, well, I'll let you go. Click. And I did that in between increments of whatever. Like you can do that while you're driving a car. You can do that, when you're out and about. And I would typically, when I had three little kids and I was just starting to get my business going, and dad had to put food in their mouths, which is kind of a responsibility, because my boys eat and my daughter was eating. And I would just make it a point that I was doing 20 calls a day. Wasn't calls, it was confirmations that I sent somebody something. And so to me, activity matters most. Can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And I just have always, the thing that I mastered is the skill that I need is introduction. How can I introduce people to this, to take a look at it? And that's to me probably the biggest skill you can have besides just the attitude of doing it. Because if whoever tells the story the most wins, that's it. I'm not telling anything anybody else couldn't say. I'm just doing it more often and I'm just using the tools to tell a story. It just happens to be me because I know how to make the video. I'm not recruiting people necessarily because of me being on the video, just so you know that, because I know a ton of you guys use those videos and you say they sign up. It's because the content is put in a systematic format that makes sense. So I typically, Dwayne, is I just make a commitment that I'm going to do this many calls a day, whether it's leave Facebook Messenger messages, audio, just say, hey, Terry, this is Healy. I found something pretty cool. I know you're crypto friendly. I saw a post you did a couple weeks ago. Might want to check this out. Watch his first video, a couple minutes of it. If it doesn't grab you, no big deal. And I just did that. I do it over and over, over and over and over. That's all I do is just do that kind of stuff. So hope that made sense. Who we got here?
Hey, Mike,
Uh,
real quick,
Go
I
ahead,
think
Carl.
Alicia might have a question, but real quick, that question comes from a gentleman working full time, 77 years young. So to
Nice.
encourage you people that if you have the want to, you know, let's run. So thank you for that, Dwayne. And I think Alicia may have a question, Mike.
Go ahead, Alicia.
I do. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time, Mike, and I have enjoyed your videos. I've shared them. I did sign up for the school. I guess that's why I got the text message this morning about this. But I've been wondering, and I know if I had taken the time to really look around, like, how do I actually get started? Is there a website or portal or something that I go to? I assume it's kind of methodical. The one thing I've never really known how to do is any kind of funnel system. I just am word of mouth and activity kind of individual.
Okay. You can, if you go to texittraining.com,
Texittraining.com.
yeah,
Okay.
and then you scroll down, you will see where you can get the funnel for free. And
Okay.
that would be the place to start because that'll get you the funnel. You'll be on my text list, and in that I have the trainings. And then I would recommend if you're when you say get started, I'm assuming like tell people, build a team, blah blah blah. Go into the affiliate area in the classroom.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean that. I mean to get started with the funnel system with
Oh, okay. Yeah.
training. And I think I already did this texittraining.com and paid the $2.
That's
So now that I did that, now where do I go next to learn the funnel?
on texittraining.com you can
Oh,
get the funnel. It's
oh,
it's
okay.
it's that's the page I send to everybody that starts because it shows back office training, wallet look, blah blah blah, and then down here it'll say get your free funnel. And
Okay.
just send a text to that. And I would recommend you watch the video that's attached to that. And then you're good to go because I will text you the directions to get your funnel set up.
Okay.
And
All
then
right.
you're good to go. And that's how I communicate with everybody as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Are
Big
you gonna
Mike,
be
I
in
think you have, go
Tampa?
ahead.
Are you going to
But
be in Tampa in
I
2 weeks?
I'm not,
All right.
but sorry. Thanks. Big Mike, you got a question? Go ahead.
Not a question, just a comment. Thanks for taking the time to put this together today. And Mike, you over delivered. Everything is very well structured. And I certainly have the authority to say so. I'm 74 years young. I lost my virginity to multi-level marketing in 1972. I've been full time since 1986. So believe me, I've seen plenty. And I'd also like to comment that in today's marketing environment, it's never been more important than it is today to develop a community to be sustainable. And in all my career, I've never seen such a powerful.
I see if it'll show some dots or something.
A powerful community that, well, I like to call it a collaborative community. And each of the, whatever it is, 43,000, I can't keep up with the numbers, they grow so fast in the community. Each and every one is very important because we're all in this together. It's like we're in the same downline, the same team, it's the same crowd funded, and we all want the same result. And we can all get there stronger, faster, and safer if we all just, don't be afraid to invite somebody. Hey, take a look. This may or may not be for you. If you like what you see, move forward. If you don't, that's fine too. That's my presentation. Can't you tell me more? Yeah, absolutely. I got a video. I'll send you. Watch that. Why should I try to explain something when we've got all the tools to do it? So, no, I'm happy to be here. A great call. Like I said, I feel I have the authority to make the comments that I have made. God bless you and thank you, Mike.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Kenny O'Kane, go ahead. I see your hand raised. You have to unmute yourself though. Maybe not. Might have just had his hand raised we're good. Anybody else got anything? Questions, comments?
I was just stating that I needed the slides.
Okay. I think I can do that for you guys. Who wants the slides? One of you? Two of you? Okay. We're going to go into the chat area and
I have a question, but I can't find my hand.
I just ask it. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm wondering, so I'm a retired professor, so the PowerPoint presentation, I really relate to that in doing this. But is there a way that I can do it totally online. The reason I ask is because I currently live on a tiny island in a third world country. So everything that I do, you know, with referrals is Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. So how would I do this online?
I have done all of it online, everything. I've only done 2 in-person presentations, basically.
Okay.
So I do what that's why the funnel exists, because it's borderless. Okay. However, I did see a potential need for a PowerPoint that kept people dialed in and weren't holding people hostage at events. So, you get that. So that's why I kind of put that together. And if you wanted Carmen to invite people on a Zoom from different parts of the world, you could easily do that and use that PowerPoint and go through it. And you literally, because I explained each slide and why, which I said I was going to do that in the text to get you on here, but you could easily go through that in a PowerPoint presentation in probably less than 20 minutes and be very effective. And just do that. If you did that over and over and over, you could, and then afterwards you can say, hey, I know some of you may have some questions. I typically don't take questions. I never ever took questions from a live opportunity meeting. That's the kiss of death, in my opinion. You could give the best presentation and so on, and you get some goofball in there. It's got, he wants to know how deep the mine wires are for the electric and how many kilowatts is paying out. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I always said, I'm not taking questions from the floor because, if everybody got their information, I say, if you got questions, we're going to dismiss. You're welcome to take the leave or stick around. Then they can come up and ask me privately. That to me is way more effective. A lot of times people take questions from the room because they want to hear themselves talk more and they want to sound like they're the experts. It's an ego thing, in my opinion. I just don't do it because it's always been the kiss of death. Every time because I did it. I used to do that. I'd say, who's got a question? I mean, I remember, and a great meeting would get destroyed by 1 or 2 people that just started posturing themselves. So, Carmen, go ahead and mute your thing. I can hear your
Oh,
dog.
okay. I just have just one more thing. So
Go ahead.
to be clear, I could set up a Zoom and then use the PowerPoint, um, for my screen on
Yeah.
Zoom. And then I could just ask things like, how many of you can relate to this or whatever that may
Sure.
be. And at the end, I could put my QR code for them to go to my funnel if
Perfect.
they want more information or sign up. Would that be
Absolutely.
good?
Yep. That'd be great.
Okay.
That'd be
Thank you.
perfect.
Thank you.
Yep. No problem. Jill, I see you on here, man. What's up? You got your hand raised. You got a question? Maybe not. You got to unmute yourself. I saw you. You just disappeared. He went to unmute himself, probably left.
Sorry,
Mark,
that was when you asked who wants the PowerPoint. I'm sorry.
okay.
But I want it, definitely. Thank you.
Guess what? It's now in everybody's chat group. It's pretty easy. Healy.click. You guys all went to Healy.click/Zoom to get here. It's Healy.click/Texit PDF. All one word. There you go. It's yours. And I did it, Angie, without charging everybody $500. Somebody's buying me a steak later, though, daggone it. Valerie Coates, you got a question?
I'm not seeing it.
Should be in the chat. I think I sent it to everybody. Didn't I?
Yeah, but
Did you hit
then
enter?
500 comments and we can't find it.
Oh, it'd be at the very bottom. Either way, if you just go to the website, if you just take the same URL you got on here, and at the end, instead of it saying Zoom, type in Texit PDF altogether.
Oh, okay.
There's no
All right.
space. It'll pop up. And in the bottom right corner, if you want to make it full screen, you'll see the full screen stuff on there. But very cool.
Hey, Mike, I can't raise my hand either. Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go
Or
ahead.
make a statement? I want to
Go
make a
ahead.
statement.
Sure.
First of all, it's fabulous to get to meet you at the Lambo party. I felt like I met a rock star. You're amazing. Also, I'm in the senior group. I'm 74 years old, but my background is direct sales. And I just wanted you to know your humility that you have developed has been foundational for your success. And I love the fact that you refer the videos instead of answering questions. And And obviously, this is how you do things. It's not like you don't want to take the time. It's not like, you don't have the answer. It's like, I think that they have a better way of explaining it and it'll be more efficient and transition. And I think that's great. I love every bit of it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. It was nice to meet you too. Tony Sharps, you got a question? I can see your hand raised.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good.
I appreciate the presentation tonight, this morning and everything, but I came in kind of late. So my question, real simple, is if I bring on someone and they purchase a six-pack, and so that I'm clear, do I get one or two minors for free?
If one, because it's a buy five, get one free.
Mm-hmm.
So if they buy six, they still haven't pushed it to the next buy nine and get two free.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about the 1, 2, 3 thing for me to get the free minor.
If you sign somebody up as a 9-pack, that actually counts as 3 personals, and they'll actually give you that. They'll give you they'll give you 2, yeah, because you still are in the under 50,000 members area. Like we're all
Right.
grandfathered into whatever promotions and way you get paid right now indefinitely. After the 50,000 mark, they're going to put it in there where you can't cash your commissions in for BOGO, buy one get one. So he'll put out the details when we hit that. So we got what, another 7,000 people to join, but that could happen pretty quick. So who else got something? Hope that answered your question.
It did. Thank you.
Yep. Anybody else? Was it so amazing that you just started speechless, people? So much for my humility.
Hi, Mike. I just want to vouch for Melinda Campbell's community. We're the seniors, because I want to be 70 years old myself. And I think you're amazing. And I'm sorry I didn't meet you at the Lambeau. There were so many people there.
Yeah.
But just thank you so much for everything you do.
You are quite welcome. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Who else we got? Anybody? I see people jumping on
Mike.
now because they're late. Yeah.
Eric Rodriguez, thank you for the presentation today. Do you think it's a good, can we add this presentation to the funnel? Is a good idea or is separate?
I would keep it separate from the funnel. So the purpose of it was I do see I have people in my group that are starting to branch out and do meetings, and public speaking is hard. Like it's hard. It's just what do they say? It's people fear public speaking more than they fear death. So but I know people have been stepping out and doing that. And so I thought that I could take the time to make a tool that would be helpful for them to stay on track. That's really what it comes down to, is the PowerPoint is just to keep the speaker on track and the people in the room engaged enough. You know what I mean? So it's not even, that's why it's bullet points and pictures. It's not detail, because I have seen some people put PowerPoints out that are barf bad. Like I hate them. Like they've got like 500 words on a PowerPoint. And I'm like, oh my gosh. All a PowerPoint should be designed for is to keep the speaker on track, remember some key points of stories they want to say, and engage the audience to pay attention. That's really what it is. I still will always send people my videos to introduce them. Okay. I just thought that this was a tool that people needed because people are doing events. Like I said, I haven't done any local stuff or anything like that. I live in Columbus. I may eventually do one, like go have some food. Okay, Jim, I saw you thumbs up in it. I'll take you out to eat, buddy. So I probably am going to do that because it would make sense. And I could easily blow through that presentation in less than 25 minutes and have people eat wings and ask questions afterwards and have a good social event. Because that's really what people want to do. They want to have fun. If you create an atmosphere of fun, that's what people are attracted to more than anything else. Say, look, we're not pitching anybody here. We're just covering some talk. I mean, Terry Tiller, I don't think Terry's on here today. And he probably would baby barf that knowing that I am giving everybody the Texit PowerPoint, but all he does at his events is they just talk crypto. It's like a crypto club. I don't even think they talk about Texit. They talk about 5 different things, right? But it's effective because they're just socializing, eating some food, drinking some wine, and having a good time. That's really what they're doing. They're just having a good time. So it's not about pitching people and closing people. That's the thing is if you can make it more uh, easier to do, more fun, and not as businessy, you'll have success. So Eric, I know I rambled on that one, but did that make sense or not?
Yeah, it
Any
makes sense.
spiffs
Thank
for
you.
being 90?
What's that?
Any spiffs for being 90 on?
90. Nice. Congratulations. But thank you, Eric. So that was a good question. And yeah, it's just, and you could also, if you wanted to, you could go get those things that PowerPoint printed out and use it as a handout. I mean, there's a lot of things you could do, with that. So might be something cool to do. Who else got a comment, question, anything?
Real quick, Big Mike here. I was just going to say what you're saying generates thoughts in my mind. I think probably the perfect tone for a meeting would be simply informative fun.
Is what?
Informative fun.
Informative fun. It sounds about right.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. Anybody else? I know I got you guys on here for what, hour and 40? Yeah. So looks like I got your attention spans and stuff like that. Everybody's good?
I have
Well,
one more question, Mike.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Oh, okay. Is there a place online where if we had a question, we can reach out to you? Just like the question I asked earlier, if I knew how to reach you, I would have asked sooner.
Inside the school community.
Inside the school community. Okay.
Yeah. And,
All right.
and you can ask if it's a question that you just want to ask, you can just put it in there. It looks like a Facebook feed. And you
Okay.
just ask it, and there's lots of people in there that are helping answer questions for people and
Okay, cool.
stuff like that. And there's a map in there. You can see where people are across the country, and
Okay, cool.
it's really cool. You just got to look around at it. But the schools, I love this school because it allows me to keep people kind of community oriented. I can put more stuff in there. Like this Zoom will be in there under the recorded Zooms, and then the PowerPoint will be a button, a link underneath the Zoom. So that's probably one of the easiest ways to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Mhm.
Mike, how do we join the school?
If you go to texittraining.com and you scroll down, you'll see it at the bottom there. You'll see how to join the school.
Excellent. Thank you.
Right button.
Great job, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. Did everybody see how I did that? He had a question. I had a resource. I sent him to a website. You guys get it yet? I got a question. I'm going to send him a resource. So who else got anything? You guys are awesome. I mean, I've blown away 300 some people on here. That's amazing. That is just fantastic. So great job. And I didn't give a whole lot of notice on it either. So, and maybe eventually what I'll do is I'll do a Zoom, and I will personally go through the PowerPoint and give that as a presentation. So maybe we'll do something like that as well.
Excellent idea.
Yeah, there you go. Anybody else?
Will you be
I have
doing
a question,
this every
Mike.
Saturday?
Yeah, Mike, I've
or-
got a question.
Go ahead, Allison.
I got the funnel and I just want to know, how do I upgrade it?
Great question. As long as you downloaded the most recent one, you will have the updated one. If not,
Okay, so I don't need to do anything within the funnel because I don't have the most recent.
you just have to watch the video directions that come with the text that you got. Because there's a video in there.
Thank you. I appreciate you pointing me to the resource.
You are welcome.
And Mike, I have a question.
Yeah, who's that?
This is Austin.
Hey, Austin.
Question, how do you do a follow-up after you send the funnel, or if you did the personal PowerPoint, well, you show how to end it. So on the funnel, how do you do a follow-up? Do you wait 48 hours, or what do you do?
That's a good question. Obviously everybody says fortune's in the follow-up. It's true. I typically, a lot of times I'll take a screenshot of the token price if I haven't already sent that to them and say, hey, this is where we're at. Based on the projections, I believe it's going to bump to this by this. And we can be fairly accurate because so far the path to 16 numbers, we're a month ahead. So you're not lying and you're not speculating. You can show it. You can literally show that path to 16 screenshot and say, so far we've hit every one of these milestones. Do you want to jump in when it's $16? You want to jump in when it's 5? And just ask a question, right, Jim? You know what I'm saying? So that's something. Just follow up. I might leave an audio message too, with the messenger or Facebook, or I'll make a phone call. I mean, I'm still not afraid to make phone calls and talk to somebody directly.
Yeah, Mike, any new data that comes out, like now we're on 8 or 9 exchanges. So
Yes.
a new piece of data, pop them a note with that as well for every 3, 5, 7 days, whatever that be. And you're in front of them with new data until they tell you don't send me anything anymore.
That's I'm glad you brought that up. That's
Well, what
perfect.
about if you're making a phone call, that's the one I'm nervous on, is doing a follow-up phone call. Do you have a suggestion of how to do that phone call?
When I did phone calls for all the years on a repetitive basis, I would call somebody and I'd ask them and say, did you have a chance to watch that video? And if they say no, then I'm like, okay, well, this would be like giving a haircut over the phone. I always say that phrase. It's a joke.
Okay.
They laugh. I say, well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna text you one other thing. We just got on 5 exchanges now. We just got listed on the top 100 or whatever you might come up with. It's the new data, like Carl said. And then get back to them. If they said, yes, I did watch it, I always have just defaulted to saying, well, what'd you like the best? And they will tell you. That's basically it. If they have any interest, say, well, I don't really think I think crypto's a scam. Say, really? Why do you think that? And I typically ask questions. And then if somebody is animate about it being a scam, I say, well, that's cool. This probably isn't for you. If you change your mind, keep me in mind. Appreciate your time. And I'm done. Like I don't have to posture myself to the point that I am always right. I let people believe what they want to believe. You know what I mean? Like it saves a lot of heartache and grief. Like if somebody just is animate that everything's a scam and I don't take advice from somebody I don't want to be like financially. That's a tip. Write that down. And so it's just I don't answer everybody's questions all the time. Like if if they're legitimate and they're not being a goof about it, but I can typically in this day and age, I can tell if you're posturing me. Like I've had people, I had somebody get me on a 3-way with a guy, which I can't stand doing. I don't like to do 3-ways because I typically get beat up on them because it's somebody, I can tell right away how the call's going to go. And this guy got in and started, I said, look, I'm done with this call. I go, I apologize, but I'm done with this call. What do you mean? I go, you obviously have your opinions and I'm not going to change them. So I'm not going to let you waste my time. I said that. I apologize for now I just blew out the being humble thing, right? Whoever said that, was it Elvira? That went out the window just 2 seconds ago. So I'm honest because I don't waste my time and I don't have the patience anymore like I used to answer everybody's every question. There are no guarantees, especially in crypto. I just come right out and say it's extremely risky. It's a project that may or may not work, and you could lose all your money. You should open every meeting with that, by the way. And guess what? Everybody's defenses are down. They don't feel like they're being sold. And you just be honest and tell the story. Say, this is what's happened for me. And you just if you're honest with people, they will respect you more, even if you say, I don't know. I do this in a lot of my trainings. I say, I don't know all the time, even if I do know the answer.
If you have a minute.
You talking to me, Frank?
Yes, if you take nothing else from this meeting, the point of asking people questions, not making statements to them, is the key to everything you've said today.
There you go. Absolutely.
I got that too. I picked it
Telling
up.
ain't selling, asking is, right? Telling ain't selling, asking is.
2 ears and 1 mouth. So we listen more than we speak. And it's always okay to disagree, to agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
And as far as like, you don't know everything, you could lose all your money. Hey, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'll tell you why I'm here. And this is what I see. This is where I'm going. You can, join us or watch it.
Yeah, because there's a marketing saying called people want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. You might want to write that down. People want to buy, but they don't want to be sold. And so don't try to be anti-sales. Like I had somebody yesterday tell me, they're like, well, I'm not a good salesman. I'm like, that's actually a good thing. You're more believable. Like, like I'm professional enough and slick enough that I could sell somebody to anybody anything because I know how to speak the language now. But I typically dumb everything down. I try not to convince anybody. I'm just sharing it. If you just picture yourself as a waiter or waitress at a party with a tray of hors d'oeuvres, all you're doing is walking around and you're just seeing who wants some of the hors d'oeuvres. If somebody wants little pigs in a blanket on the toothpick, they'll take them. Somebody will go, no thanks, I'm allergic to pork or whatever. And some people will go and just start sucking them in. You don't know. You can't tell the duds from the studs, the zeros from the heroes. If we could, this would be done by now. None of us would have to do anything. Go ahead, Carl. I can tell you.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of what Bobby Gray has set forth as well. Because I'm sure there's probably many on this, and I only bring it out every now and again. But we don't know how the bike rides and drives till we get on it, ride it down the road. Thus, Bobby Gray has given us 30-day satisfaction guarantee. I don't know of anybody that's taken him up on that, but break those walls of defense down that look, pray through this. And while there's urgency in being the 50,000 and the Rocketeers and different things in our minds are a promotion, but I'm still going to be here for you. So pray through this and see if it's right for you. However, you do have a 30-day satisfaction as well as a buffer. Because in my financial world, it was always about, I would talk to clients about the sleep factor. If you go home tonight and you can't sleep, that means you've invested more than you should have. If you go home tonight and you can't sleep, that means you're out further on the risk plank than you need to be. So we can, just give people some of the peace of mind in that. And like you say, you're not selling. We just educate folks, and we'd love for you to join us. As we've experienced something greatly in the first 6 months. Past results don't dictate the future, but if there are things we know that many don't know anything about crypto, but get in and I promise you, we click a button or two and we copy and paste. We're going to know the lingo of crypto in due time, but don't let the evil one get in and steal your dreams, as Mike mentioned early on, that we get back to dreaming. And I always use the what if. Mike used the little different lingo of that, but what if we are right, or what if this does turn out to be something that could bless our families and all. No, great stuff, Mike. I've got a daughter just turned 23. We're getting ready to go to lunch, so I'm gonna have to tune out on the.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the help. Seriously, I appreciate you did a good job keeping everybody muted and.
Thank you, man.
It's the least we could do with what you're doing for us, brother. Love you, and I pray blessings over every home listening to this, and look forward to seeing everybody and look forward to serving. Thank you, Mike, for all.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate you being on here, buddy. Yeah. Awesome. Who else got something? Anybody?
Final comment from Big Mike. I like you up front in like a presentation and not really a formal presentation to kind of disarm someone and say, look, I'm not here to sell, persuade, or convince you of anything. I'm just here to inform you of what I witnessed over the last 7 months. And this, may or may not be for you. And that's, perfectly fine. If I'm going to sell you or persuade you or convince you of anything, it'll be to take the time to do your own investigation and due diligence. You can make a sensible decision if this makes sense to you or not. Is that fair enough? That's how I like to frame before I even start talking about it.
There you go. Makes sense. Greg Teha, right? Did I get it right?
You got her.
Awesome. What's up?
Hey, Greg from Vancouver Island, British Columbia. I just signed up this weekend. I'm loving so far, the training, the accessibility, just trying to find my way around the campus as always, and resources and whatnot. Your presentation slides on Canva, can we download those, or is it just you have to show it on that screen?
Let me see here.
I just made a copy. in my Canva, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Just give me 1 second here. I got something for you. Zoom. I'm gonna put it in the message area. I posted it on my website too, and you can use that link and you can download it.
Is your website the MikeHealyTraining.com?
Yeah, but I just put it in the chat. So scroll all the way to the bottom of the chat,
I got it.
and there's a link there.
That's
Texas Coin
perfect.
Training
Thank
Workshop PDF. It'll
Got
open it up, and then in the top right corner, you can download it.
Perfect. I
You
appreciate it. Thank you
can,
very much.
yeah, and then you can use it however you need.
Very good. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you next
Absolutely.
weekend. I'm sorry, one other thing. Do you have I found my way into a Telegram group through my sponsor, and I believe it's your sponsor. Telegram group. Do you have a Telegram group?
Is it the maxed out?
That's the one.
That's Terry's. I do not have a Telegram group. The only thing I use is to communicate is the school group that I do, the school. And then anybody that gets my funnel is automatically on my text list, but I don't send out a ton of messages. And I mean, and people can reply to those and ask me questions, as long as they're like, I don't call everybody, but if somebody has a simple question, I can answer real quick because it's cool because I get on my phone, I get the text notifications when somebody joins the funnel. If they reply, I can do it. And the same thing with the questions on school. So if somebody sees it, I see a notification in my school area right here.
All perfect. There's an app and everything. Right
Yeah,
on.
there's an app. And so for $2 a month, it's worth it. I mean, I pay a little more obviously because I'm the admin.
I
But
just signed up. Excellent. Thank you.
yeah, so it's cool with the school is it's a great area, and then I can do private stuff in there. I've got 9-pack people that are 9-pack people. I can put stuff in there for them, and um, I'm always trying to keep going and see where the touch points are, not the touch points, the pinch points are.
Are your events also advertised through the school? Is that like
I don't do any events.
No, I mean like training and stuff like this. So obviously you're doing it that way now.
Yeah. Like what's nice about the school is if somebody's in school, I can make a post, and if I make it, I can actually send an email to everybody in school. And when somebody gets my funnel, they're on my text list, so I send that out. That's how we got so many people under today.
Okay, that works. All right, thank you very much.
So they get if it's something important, I try to give a little bit more notification. But that's how I get. I typically that's one thing I do like to do is make a way to communicate urgent stuff. But I don't bombard people with because sometimes you just get info fatigue. The Telegram group right now is small, but it's about to get worse. And so the you could set up in like in the school, you could ask a question, Greg, and say, hey, da da da, and you might have 20 people comment on that. So it keeps it in that segment. And you can look at it, and other people can comment on those comments, which is kind of cool. So it kind of unifies one message, one comment, question. Like I had somebody recently in one, he was all upset. He wasn't upset, but he was asking a legitimate question about Bobby's taking money and buying real estate with it, right? Like da 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 da. And he kind of, you could kind of tell wasn't fired up about it. And there was a few people that agreed with him. And then I replied saying, Bobby doesn't owe us anything. Like he really doesn't owe us anything. Like literally, this is his baby. It's his rocket. We are able to buy a seat on it. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, it was my decision to put the money in. That's how so I responded, and then he came back and I actually told the guy to quit. So I did. I just said, hey, if this isn't for you and you're not comfortable, you can quit at any time. That's what I said. I try not to be, uh, as I get older, I think my patience is. Elvira, was that you talking about my humble leadership a second ago? I have destroyed it in like 10, 15 minutes. But anyhow, I just, I'm honest, because you can't, this is all new stuff. Nobody knows the path. It's literally, hey, we're going into the jungle and Bobby's got a machete and we're just following the guy. I mean, we're hoping that the land of hidden gold is over there a little ways, but we don't know. And so it's all risk. And that's, so we're just doing our best to navigate the things that he does and says. And here we are. So far, so good, which is great. And again, you should never, uh, from a business standpoint, you guys should never stretch yourself too far that you're going to run into a situation that is going to cost you. Like you should be diversified. You shouldn't be cashing out your 401k and sticking it all in Texas coin. That'd be stupid. That's on you if you do that. You know, you should be diversified in different cryptos and gold and silver. And if you can get into real estate or whatever your means are, you know, be diversified. Keep your The other thing too is if you start making a butt ton of money in Texit, you shouldn't be spending it all. You should not be overspending your income. The reason people are broke is they make X amount of dollars, but they're spending more than that. That's it. It's not hard to figure this out. Like it really isn't. It's people just overspend. So I keep my overhead extremely low and I make extremely good money in this. I mean, like it's almost embarrassing to tell people how much I make and text it now monthly. You know, because it's just like it's because some of them I see people I know that I make more than in a month, and some of them are making in a year.
How
Now,
much?
not yeah, that much. Yeah, like it's and they can't comprehend it. So why would I tell them? Because it doesn't make any, they're not going to get it. It's just going to go over their head. So anyhow, who's got a comment,
Hey,
question?
Mike.
I do.
Thanks for sharing, man. Taking time with the training today. So practical, so down to earth. I can honestly say, every time I hear you, I pick up something. Monday was awesome when you were over in Waxahachie, and this training today, the tools, the PowerPoint you've given us, just all these years of wisdom that you're practically sharing freely and giving it. Really appreciate you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Darrell. I very much appreciate it. It was great seeing you. How tall are you, by the way?
6'4".
Really? I stood between Daryl and his friend
Mario.
Mario, and Mario's like 6'5" or something like that. I literally looked like Gimli from Lord of the Rings standing next to these guys because they were like so much, like it almost looked like an AI photo because I was like this tall compared to them. And what's funny is I was staying at my nephew or my brother-in-law Ray's house. His boys are 6'8" and 6'6".
Big boys.
Like I literally tell them not to step on me when I'm in the kitchen. So it's pretty funny. They're football players, so it's cool.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead, Robert.
Hey, you might be, as tall as some people, but I guess I can say you're a mountain of a man.
There we go.
Hey, but I wanted to say on one of your previous videos, you kind of created a sense of urgency about the seats filling up. And there was a presentation on Monday that said that we might have about 163,000 seats already. So where do you stand on that now? On that, or maybe creating a sense of urgency in that way?
I think it's a good video. It's the Texit window is closing. I think that's the video. If you ever want to send it to people, it's a great closing video if you got somebody sitting on the fence. Because I talk about the urgency. I put all the numbers. I made the video in the end of July. I put all the numbers from what we have publicly on the website and everything that is publicly shown into Chat GPT, and it did give me a 45% month-to-month growth. And it did say that the mines would be, if it stayed at that level of growth, that they would probably be sold out by March, February, March at the latest. The problem is the last from March, it would have been July, August, and September broke those numbers that Chat GPT gave me. So we did above those. Now this month, I believe the numbers are lower for a few reasons, and I'll tell you my honest opinion. One, I have no idea why they would ever possibly take all of the main leaders out of the field during building season and took them all to Thailand. I'm glad you guys all went to Thailand, but a lot of them all do the meetings, right? They are not building online like I do with videos primarily. So when the leaders stepped out, there was nobody doing presentations, and then the people weren't waiting for those people to get back. Okay, that's a clue. And like myself, Terry, we didn't go, but I didn't miss a beat. Like I maxed out that week. I maxed out 6 positions, right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. But the other thing is people are conditioned for instant gratification, and people stare at the price point, the price of the token. The majority, 95, maybe 99% of the people have the instant gratification, microwave popcorn, instant pudding mentality that if it drops a penny, it's over. This is a scam. Like I have people that text me that. What's wrong with the token? I'm like, oh my
Right.
gosh, are you not paying attention at all? What happens is just it is what it is. But back to could this thing sell out? All it's going to take is a few more things to tip this thing over, and that price starts hitting $8, $10, $15 faster than we predicted. And people, 40 plus 50,000 plus people say to their friend, hey, I got this miner I bought. I don't understand it, but I'm getting paid $8 a day on it.
Right.
I've got
Right.
10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing nothing.
Right.
This thing could sell out fast. I mean, it literally, you could see it. If you just take and multiply a penny that doubled every day for 30 days is right.
Right.
4,
Right.
6, 8, 13, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 5, 12,000, 24, 2,048, 4,096, right? Boom,
Right.
boom. The amount of time that it takes for a networking business, a group of people, to go from 1 rep to 1,000 reps, the amount of time it takes to go from 1,000 to 5,000 is usually 20, 25 to 40% less. It's that fast.
Wow.
So then when you hit, I told people this when I first got in, because I've been in the industry for years and I know the numbers, and I'm a data dude, that once we hit around 10,000 people, watch what happens. And we have 40 some thousand people, but you've got to remember the 80-20 rule. So the 80-20 rule says what? 80% of the work is always only done by the 20% people. You guys
Right.
are 20 percenters, right? Everybody on here is a 20 percenter. So if we have 40,000 times 0.2, there's only 8,000 people that are probably fogging a mirror enough to tell people.
Right.
That's it. The rest of them are just coasting. I mean, I got a lot of people that I personally enrolled just to get the miner. I don't
Right.
care if they go out and build a business. I don't care if they want to. They said they didn't want to. I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
Find the other people that maybe do. So once that 8,000, which is 20% of that hits 10,000, then you're going to see, because we're in momentum, slowed a little bit, but then you will see what they call critical mass. And then when critical mass happens, it'll be a frenzy, and they could all sell out quick.
Oh.
So, Angie, did you have a question? I saw your hand raised. Go ahead.
Yes, I keep hearing about this presentation or meeting or something you did on Monday. Is that in your YouTube or your school? Where can I find a copy of that?
No, I had I went to Austin for the car event, and then I went to Waxahachie, which was where my brother-in-law Ray and Jonathan Evola and his wife Amy, where they do their meeting because it's his restaurant, and they invited me to come. I was so mad because I had to work while I was on vacation, but I went and it was fun, and the food was incredible, by the way. And so I gave a presentation, and
Okay.
again,
No copy of it?
no, well, I think Amy Evola does have the live stream of it on her Facebook page,
Okay.
so you can watch it. But I'm glad I did it because it reminded me why I needed a PowerPoint. I only took maybe 15 minutes to talk, but I literally watch a room when I stand up in front of it. I see who's doing what, who's lost attention, who's fallen asleep because they had too many carbs right before the meeting. And so I was like, you know what? This is a great thing, great facility. You got people enthusiastic, but they need to figure out how to dial it in. And that's why I put the PowerPoint together. But that's it. So that's it. So you saw if I was to ever give a presentation, you kind of saw how I would do it. And I will probably do a live one of those where I'll invite, hey, I'm doing a live Zoom, a workshop. I will label it, hey, I'm doing a workshop, and invite your guests if you want, and we'll just go through it, blow through it, and it'll be a done deal, and then I'll have it recorded, or I'll just do recording anyhow. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to say thanks for spending some time with us today, man. Really appreciate it.
No problem. I appreciate it. I'm glad I got to do it. I had a lot in my brain to download, and sometimes I'm glad I got to do this with you guys. I try not to burn people out, so that's kind of makes it a little more special. And then when I put something out, I get an attendance like we did. I mean, to have 300 and some people on a Zoom's insane. Like that was awesome. That makes me feel good that people are listening. And I debated whether I was going to upgrade my Zoom account because you can only have 100 on your normal Zoom, and I would have burned it out. And I'm like, well, if a fraction of the people that got the message, because I have like the text list is like 1,000 plus, jump on, guess what? 80/20 rule playing out just like that. I mean, I had a lot of people say they couldn't be on here because they're at work or they're on the other side of the world. And they know that I typically record all these things. So I hope this got recorded.
Hey, well, some of us are still here, so what does that tell you?
Yeah, it's recording. I see it. Whew, that was scary. Thank you. I got any glasses. Layla B, I see you have your
Hi,
hand.
good morning. Thank you so much. That was outstanding. I mean, I know you've heard it, but I just had to say it for myself. That was completely amazing. I'm so reinvigorated. It's so funny because your mindset and your mindset and your heart posture is just truly amazing. And I love when I hear words like servant leadership and the beautiful name of our Lord and Savior. It's incredible, and it just lights the fire. I just
Well, I
wanted to say
appreciate
that
that.
that was amazing. So praise God.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, of course. The
Excellent.
other question I
Yeah, go
had,
ahead.
Mike, where do we find the funnel?
Texittraining.com.
No, like I'm in here, but I don't know, like I must be missing it.
If you go to texittraining.com
Okay.
and you scroll down,
Uh-huh.
you will see the video and the button to get it right below that, or
Okay.
the directions, how to text it.
Okay. Yeah, that is another beautiful print. Like all this, I don't know if everybody understands the depth of how much this is. Like how much work you put into this, the organization. It's truly incredible. I literally, this is the stuff that I do. So I know behind the curtain that you have done an amazing job.
Thank you. Somebody appreciates it. No, I'm kidding. I know all you
Oh,
guys
oh
appreciate it.
boy. Oh boy,
I'm
do I.
I'm
Praise
kidding. I
God.
know
You
you
have a
guys
good
all do. I hear it a lot. And I don't
yeah.
take it for granted. I mean, I know that this is years and years and years of doing this. So I can rattle it off pretty good. And that's why I can share it so easily because I know people can't do what I do, so I don't care if I share everything and it's all good. And
Mm-hmm.
like we said, if we can get this mine sold out and I was helped to participate in that
Right.
and we get that token to $800, we're all looking good. So thank
Exactly.
you. I appreciate it, Lila.
I appreciate you too. Praise God.
Thank
Have a
you.
good rest of your day.
You too. Lisa Harold, I see you got a hand raised. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Lisa.
Hi, Mike. Hi, everybody. Hey, since you're a numbers guy, and I have heard this from Bobby and a few other people, like comfortably, how many miners do we want to have if the token gets, or let me rephrase that, when the token gets to 100, when the token gets to 400? I've heard numbers, even Bobby, and I've just never grasped the number of miners that's recommended to. Do you know
Okay.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So easiest thing you could do would be worst case scenarios. And if the entire mines are all sold out, so 1 million seats,
Mm-hmm.
the token distribution, because it's equal-ish, it's equal, but it's distributed through 1 million, right? And there's 95,000 a day. That was 0.095 would be the worst amount of tokens your one miner could produce per day. Okay. So then you just look at that and let's say it gets to $100 a token, right? So you multiply 100 times 0.095, and that would tell you what your daily dollar value would be per miner.
Got it.
And then you just say, okay, well, I can't live on $15 or I can't live on $5 a day. I'm going to try to get, like Terry and I have been like he kind of started the whole idea of the 100 miner club. Like, and I thought it was kind of far-fetched, right? But if you start to refer people, 1, 2 free, take some of your commissions and BOGO commissions and hash, you can get up there. I mean, 50, if you looked at, let's say, let's go our calculators, 50 miners, and let's say they're making uh, point one token a day. 0.1 token a day that's 5 tokens a day. And if the token price is $16 by around February, that's $80 a day, right? Off of that at the low dollar amount. But if we had 5 tokens a day for 50 miners times 100, $500 a day, right? So the sky's the limit. You just have to kind of decide what your personal goals are, make a plan, be consistent, activity matters most, and work your butt off to go after it. That's all it comes down to.
That's kind of how my mind thinks, is like long term and then back out of it. And you have given gold. You've helped me so much today. It's been amazing. I've got like 10 pages of notes and I'm going to watch I mean, literally. So it's been amazing. Thank you so very much.
You are quite welcome.
Yeah.
Glad to help. Thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously.
Mike, real quick here. Of the 135 of us that are left here, does that move us from the 20% down into the 10%?
Nope.
We're still stuck in the come on now. Give us some credit here.
That's all right. Carl's off, so once Carl leaves, it's everybody's game, everybody's fair game. No, I'm kidding. Redo crazy story. I don't know whose name that really is. Redox crazy story. You got your hand raised.
Yes, how you doing, Mike? Thank you very much, man. I'm David Cedino, and I just want to ask you. I'm Spanish, right? And what's the size of your Spanish organization? If it's any material that you may have, of course, I had to go through. I got a few days into it. Had to go through and create my own PowerPoints and stuff. But I was wondering because I just have one meeting with somebody in Spanish. But how big a Spanish community is into at least your organization?
I have no idea. I don't know a lot of Spanish speaking. I know I have a couple down in Mexico. They're not super active, really, but I know there's people in the company. Like if you just looked at the PowerPoint that I just gave out to people, you could copy that and then redo it in Spanish. I'll see if Canva actually can convert it. It might. I mean, there's AI that'll do everything these days.
Yeah, thank you. I got it in Canvas. I had to figure it out how to put it in PowerPoint and all that stuff.
Elvira, you got a question or comment?
Yes, redo X crazy story. How are you? I can send you to Ricardo Gloria. He's on Facebook. I got a really good Spanish presentation that they shared with me because I met them at the Lambo party. And so if in the chat,
Great. Yeah, you can give me the phone, or I don't know how.
how can I get a hold of you? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, write down my
Are you
name.
in school? Are you in the school?
I just got in, yeah.
Okay, Elvira, you in school?
Yes.
Then
Yeah,
post
but you
it in
can
there. Post
you
post
can
it in
write
there.
down my number if you want
Okay,
to.
what is it?
704-606-7299.
Okay.
Please call me.
Yes,
We'd like
I
to talk to
will.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Mike.
You're welcome. Anybody else? You guys are diehards. Go ahead, Tyler. You raised your hand.
Yeah, just quick question. Myself and Greg, who was on here a minute ago, we're brand new to this. Question I had is, so in February, when all the mining power hashes have been sold out, what happens to our downlines? Is it just there's no more points, there's no more commissions, it's just the project sold, and then it's just reaping the rewards of the mining power you have, or will the company have something else that people can still, work on their downlines and make commissions with and all that kind of stuff? Do you have any idea?
I do. But I can't
Or
necessarily.
can you say?
So it's a fine line, but by doing that. So because we all have to stay focused on the main objective, which is selling this mine out.
100%. Yep.
But I do believe there will be, I'm pretty much positive, like 99% sure, there will be some other things on the back end coming, like L2 projects or
Yep.
an exact replica of Texit coin in a different country, potentially, that would model it out correctly, so or model it out similarly to that. But I know what you're saying. I've asked that question myself. What happens when they're sold out and
Yeah,
stuff?
it's just one of those things when you're starting now. Like I said,
Sure.
Greg and I, we both got involved here on Thursday this week. It's only been a couple days, right? So if we do start building a team, you start building a team, then all of a sudden everything's sold out and it's gone. I'm like, okay, that's great. But
well,
I all I want is the passive income right now. The team thing will be awesome too, right? So
yeah, so I just resolved to the fact that it could be over by February. Like in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my goals done. I've got a six, whatever, what is it? What are we in? What month is this? Almost November, December, January,
4
February.
months.
So 4 months to go. If I just hanker down, put it down, how many miners do I want to have total at the end of this story? You know what I mean? Like my goal is to not care in February. If that's it. However, I really, really am enjoying the money that's coming in from these weekly bonuses. Not kidding. Angie Rash, can I get it? Whoop whoop. Go like that. Go ahead, Angie. Anybody else? Whoop whoop. Like it's crazy. Like it's crazy.
Yeehaw!
Right, exactly. Yeah, Tom knows. So I would I would play it like it's over in February, but I would bust it out because if you do that and something does launch up the back end of that, you've already established something significant. You may have already built a huge group because you were hammering it, and then when something does release, you're able to capture it because you got a bigger net.
Yep.
That's kind of how I'm looking at it. So, but I'm pretty confident because why in the world would you not figure out how to replicate this monster? Because the money that's paying out, the money that's coming in. I mean, like when I joined in April, I think there was maybe 3,000 people in this thing, like maybe 4,000. So it's 10x in 6 months, right? So if
Yep,
it's
no,
10x in 6 months, that's way past if it 10x again in 6 more months, which it won't because it'll be sold out by then. Like that's why you can look at the window and it's going to close. But I do believe Bobby's already got stuff ready to roll for phase 2, 3, and so on.
yeah, and as a company, you've already built the community, right? So the community is there. That's usually the hardest
Yeah.
thing. Once you have it, then you're producing rewards and wins for everybody. It doesn't take much to keep it going.
I just hope he doesn't
Right.
say, I hope he just doesn't say like, okay, everybody go buy a mine and we all have a million and a half points flow up in one check and it's done.
Yeah. And all you get is
So I have to
negative
figure out a way to
value.
pay us because I literally thought that out. I'm like, okay, if they release something now and they just sent out an email said, hey, everybody, you can buy 9 mines, and everybody bought 9 mines in the entire company, and we had what 250,000 people not and buy 9 mines, and $1 billion plus came in. The points would go. You and I would get a check for $3,000, and then it would be over. But I doubt that that's what he'll pull off because he seems to be pretty smart. So
Yeah, no, exactly.
yeah.
All right. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yes. Is this being recorded? And if it is, where do we find it? So we can, because I missed the first part of it. I'd like to hear all of it. I love it.
Yeah. So it will be in the school area, which is the platform that I use, in the recorded Zooms area. And then I will post this on my YouTube channel.
Fantastic. Appreciate you.
Yeah, but it'll be a few hours because this is a really long recording.
Yes.
And it's going to take a long time for it to download and then upload. So don't expect it until maybe late this evening or early evening or maybe even tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you very much for everything you do.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you. Anybody else? It's actually been kind of fun. I'm enjoying it. I think I'm getting hungry though. I can tell. Starting to get hungry. I might need some food. And you guys are all should be very happy that the Buckeyes didn't play today. Otherwise, we wouldn't even have done this.
Hey, Mike,
Yeah, go ahead, Alice.
you mentioned the BOGO, buy one, get one, and I'm totally unfamiliar with that. Can you clarify what that is?
Sure. So let's say you earned $1,000 in your affiliate team commissions, Rapid Rewards. So you're eligible for $1,000. You can take that in USDC. You can take it in Texit token, or if you say I want hash, they will actually give you 2 miners for that 1,000. So that's what. So it's basically you are still buying one without buying it because the commission's there. So they call that the BOGO.
Oh my goodness, that's impressive. Thank you so much, and I
Yeah.
appreciate your presentation. I've learned so much today.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody else?
Thank you, Mike. You do
You're welcome.
awesome job.
Thanks, Noam.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Appreciate you being on here.
Bye-bye.
We're finally whittling down. I've still got 116 of you on here. You guys are crazy. Don't
I
you
know
guys-
nobody want to leave. Everybody loved your presentation and your leadership. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, Mike, this is Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
Oh, it actually says Stella, but it's Sharon.
Where is it? I don't see. Okay, there you
So
are.
I've been involved for 2 months and I've just heard about the 30-day money back guarantee. How does that work? And do you ever mention
No
it?
idea. Never heard it before, and I'm
Oh,
not repeating it.
okay. So we don't talk about that.
I never do because it's crypto.
Okay.
I mean, if it exists, I just didn't know about it, and I've been in 6 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I heard it from-
Angie,
Okay. Thanks.
Angie, do you know something I don't know?
Yeah, and I have heard this that basically if they're not happy within 30 days, they can just write corporate and receive their refund. But I will tell you that I personally, within my own team, I always bring that up whenever I give somebody the opportunity. And I wouldn't even wait for corporate to do it. I would buy it back from them because I know I'd have no problem selling it. So. Yeah, and it's actually a way to leverage because they have absolutely nothing to lose.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Thanks from Vanessa up in Newburyport, Mass. Was with you in Zango many years ago.
Oh,
Appreciated your
wow.
guidance back then.
Oh, awesome. Blast from the past.
All right.
We're back, baby. We're getting
We
the band
are.
back together.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. Great training.
You are
Appreciate your
welcome.
videos all the time.
Well, thank you. All right. Well, I think I'm actually going to let you guys go because I know we could probably go on here
Mike.
for an hour or so.
Only one thing, Mike.
Go ahead.
America, if for the somebody they want the information in Spanish, I do a meeting in Spanish in Dallas area on Tuesday. But if they want to contact me, I have my own presentation. I speak Spanish, and actually, I'm building a little group in Dallas right now with Hispanic
Oh,
people.
awesome. Are you in the school group?
Yes, of course, of course.
Okay, so if you're in school, make a post in there. Just say, hey, if anybody's in the Dallas area that needs Spanish speaking event, put it up.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
And then
we can share.
they'll be able to contact you and reach you there.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
I would
will.
like that information, Eric, from you as well.
Sure, of course. I'll put in the school. Thank you. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
Eric, I'll invite you down to the Woodlands and we can do a presentation here.
Of course. Yes, yes, of course.
Cool.
There you go.
Thank
It's
you.
all coming together, people.
Who's from the
Sure.
Woodlands? The person that just said they were from the Woodlands, can you put your information in the chat in the school, please?
Sure, Robert. It's me, Lisa.
All right, Lisa.
You close by me?
Well, I have a couple people that are down that way that I would like to maybe have come by your place or wherever you're doing your presentations if you are down there.
Fabulous. Yeah, I'll put this in the school.
Very
Okay,
cool.
well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
There we go. It's all coming together, people, just like we thought. That's what it's for. You're using it.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Excellent.
Never.
Anybody else? I am having a good time, so it's fun.
All right, I'm gonna run, Mike. Thank you so much again. God bless you as always.
Thank you for your input. All right. Well, I'm going to jump off here too, guys, because I think it's time to eat. I'm starting to lose consciousness and I need some food.
I would
And-
like
Thank
to
you,
ask
Mike.
one question if possible.
All right, go ahead, Greg. You're the last guy.
I'm sorry. If you go to the BOGO and buy one get one free, does that count towards your 9 towards your packages? Because you're buying a mine
No.
with your commission.
You
Okay,
have the
that's right.
yeah, you have the ability to purchase up to 9 physically,
Okay.
buy them, but that's just above and beyond. So if I bought 9 myself, and then I have earned more because I took hash.
Thank you. I started with 1. I got 6 so far, so
There you
I
go.
was just
Good
trying to
job.
figure it out.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. We all good? Everybody's got the link to get the funnel. It's in the chat.
All good.
Thank you.
We're good. All
Let's
right.
give us
Pete,
the courage to start doing calls.
great job. You guys can unmute yourself and say goodbye if you want.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, Mike.
Bye.
Space
Bye.
Center.
Thank
Later,
you.
Mike.
Bye.
Bye.
The horseshoe is closed.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Appreciate
Have
it.
a blessed day, everybody.
Bye. Awesome
Spread the
training.
word. Spread the word about this replay, okay? So spread the word so I'll get it on there.
Okay.
Be good to go.
Absolutely.
Sorry if I didn't get your message in the chats. I can only do one thing at a time. All right. Peace out, peeps.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.